Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance. The battleground for gods and monsters. Many heroes have written their legends in the stars of the astral sea, but these are not their stories. The Aspera and her crew, Kyana, Vhas, Virla, and Dani, may not be the stuff of legends yet, but they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
Hello, and welcome to a little planes-hopping D&D campaign, folks. My name is Austin, your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, and as always, I'm joined by... This is my worst one yet, folks. Feeble-minded fools finding their friend Finbar to fix them.
He couldn't even get through the beginning
hello.
bit of it.
No,
I
stumbled a little bit.
Yeah, that was pretty low energy, I'm not gonna lie. Give us
we're
less,
solid
King.
B+, honestly. You know,
We're getting to the end
Grading this one on a
of
curve,
words
I
in the
see.
English language that I've used. I'm almost out, so...
The real question is, will he keep
Anyway,
doing
thank
this
you for
next
joining us.
campaign? Ooh, I
We're
hope
coming-
so.
Different gimmick. I'm calling it
Yeah, we're
right
gonna
now.
have to find
Different gimmick.
something
I just
new.
have to figure out what that gimmick's gonna be. We're coming back from a break, so welcome back. We are excited to get on with the final 5 episodes, the final run of the Adventures of the Crew of the Aspera. But before we can pick up where we left off, Sophia, please take it away.
And with the thwip, tink, tink, and the thwip, tink, tink, and it goes back and forth and back and forth.
What?
It's ping pong, baby. And as I'm getting ready to hit it back to the other side, I just want to take a moment to, with the tink, 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 give a special thank you to everyone who's been supporting us on Patreon and hanging out in the Discord. If you don't know, we have both of these things, and they're both awesome communities where you can hang out with other fans of the podcast, talk all things TTRPG and otherwise. I'm made to understand many memes have come out of the Discord, some of which have infected the, the main episodes. And also, if you are a patron, you get access to a lot of very cool bonus content like articles and artwork and special custom subclasses and all sorts of neat stuff created by us, the members of the crew of the Aspera and our lovely DM. So if you're interested in either of those things, there are links down in the show notes. And with that, the ball has bounced once and then gone over the net, and it's bouncing again. And Austin, it's coming at you.
I dodge it.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
None of this is how ping
yeah,
pong
go
works.
check it out.
Ping pong in Mandarin is ping pong choi.
I was
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
never very good at ping pong, although I did rock a mean badminton, I will say.
Well, I wasn't doing a badminton metaphor. I was doing a ping pong one.
As you should know, badminton's stupid. What am I even saying? Yeah, so we come support us. We really appreciate it because we get to keep making cool things, and that's not going to stop anytime soon, hopefully. Speaking of making cool things, with no further ado, I think perhaps we should jump right into this episode.
Oh boy.
So, when last we left our heroes, mission accomplished. Through great peril and risk,
One might say with
through
great
several
difficulty.
near-death experiences, some treacherously bad rolls, and some clutch decisions. You have survived, you have defused the psionic bomb, and we pick up with you limping your way out of the cave system, hours to find your way back out, each of you bloody, beaten, stumbling, and dragging behind you a feeble-minded Vhas. Vhas just looking around, taking in the world as if he's seen it for the first time. His small familiar, whose name I don't remember, little dinosaur dude.
I
Alan.
have it written down somewhere.
Alan.
Alan. I don't think it's Alan. His
No.
small new familiar
we
granted
call it
to
Alan.
him by Upteo, just kind of like wordly, like running from shoulder to shoulder, kind of scampering around, like sniffing at him. Can totally tell the demeanor has changed. Very bizarre. And this is where we find ourselves. You guys come back to the out of the cave. You see the starlight that you left behind, and as you do kind of look around, there's like that brief moment where you're like, is this where we parked? And then you see floating in and around the corner the Aspera being crewed and piloted by Emmy sails into view. The ship turns, gangplank slides down and lets you back on. Crew the Aspera, what would you like to do?
no trouble, I hope, enemy.
You hear her voice kind of come from... She can kind of speak from anywhere in the ship, so as you walk up the gangplank, the voice follows with you, and you hear her say, "Nope, good fun. You guys look bad."
Yeah, not to state the obvious, but, Vhas is different, right?
Wait, can I speak? Can Vhas
No,
speak?
No.
unfortunately.
No, okay, yeah. He's kind of just mumbling to himself, and he's in awe at this ship. Is it still invisible?
I don't
No,
think so.
it's long.
No, it's been more than an hour, so it's visible
Okay,
now.
yeah.
I'm not sure what happened, but one of the squid guys did something bad to him. He's in there, but he's not really thinking super much.
He's got poo brain.
Yeah, it was very, very like nice of us to not immediately go to brainless Vhas when this happened last week. The restraint that we all exhibited, I think we should all give ourselves a big round of applause for that one.
Yeah.
Mindless Vhas just seemed a little cruel in the moment.
Head empty, no
Yes.
Vhas. But
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so we
Vhas
should
is
fix
just
him right.
stumbling around the ship, touching everything.
yeah.
Almost like the first time he showed up. He's just touching everything.
Get your feet off of that.
He's still in there.
All right,
Or
well,
maybe he just turns his brain off at times.
I'm no expert on doing what with whom. We should probably talk to a cleric, right? Or someone.
There are only a
Probably.
select few spells that can cure Vhas of this affliction, none of which I can cast at my current energy levels.
I don't know that you can cast them in general, I think is what we decided.
I need to hit the gym,
Well, I think
Double-check that.
as a cleric I can, but I'd need to spec solely into cleric for like another 200 or 500 levels.
Okay, yeah. If by energy levels you mean like you need to be insanely more powerful, then yes.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
get more god points.
Hans is a little out of the way. There's Aster, right? I don't know if she's up to anything really.
Both are possible options, and perhaps it might be useful if we called them for our rendezvous at Hira's anyway. But there is Finbar.
I'm not gonna say no to seeing our old friend again. He's back from his honeymoon
We
by
can come.
now.
Oh, I don't want to crash his honeymoon if he's not back from the honeymoon.
Something else
How
far
long
more
has it
delightful
been?
Hi,
crashes
Dad.
honeymoon.
Since he left.
We fucked up already.
Time on the astral sea is weird.
Can you come pick me up? The mind players are trying to break the rules of Planescape.
You guys standing in the doorway of Finbar's room.
I
Dad,
threw
I
up.
threw up.
Can my friend stay over?
The likeliness of Finbar not being preoccupied himself is a lot lower. I'm still thinking of Cressida's situation at the wedding. I can still send to Hans and Aster and Eden if she's still with her to meet us at Hira's, but I think maybe going to the material plane to find Finbar might be the best option.
Well, do we know if he's in the material plane or if he's back at the Sprite Spring? Because he's back at the Sprite Spring, it's a win-win. We're going to Sigil anyway.
I have just enough spells to cast to all three of them.
Why don't we start with Finbar? Because if he's back in Sigil, then we can just send the others once we're back and we've reconvened. And who knows, maybe they're there already. But if he's not, then we got a whole other legwork to do.
Very well, hold please.
Boss,
I'll
don't lick
go
that.
ahead, I'll-
It's not for licking.
Get your
I'll
mouth
cast,
off of my
sending.
ship! I swear to gods.
Alright, what am I gonna say? Hello, old friend. Sorry to interrupt you. Wouldn't do so unless it was necessary. We need to meet. Tell us where you are. La Virla.
I believe Finbar is still in Waterdeep.
That's up to you. How long is your honeymoon for?
Well,
Still going
he's
on?
not doing much afterwards. So the
Extended honeymoon. No real
yeah,
plans.
they'll go as long as they need to. They want
Okay.
to. So yeah,
So
I'd
cool.
imagine
Still on a
he's
little
still
trip.
in Waterdeep. and he's both him and Elise have water deep cheese heads
Excellent.
on their heads, and they get Finbar gets the message. He goes, "Oh, Vila, haven't heard your voice in a while. How you doing? If you need help, I'm still in Waterdeep, and it'd be nice to see your face again."
All right, message sent, or message received. I'll relay that information to Dani. I never really thought that we'd be using the amulet to go to the material plane. It seems mundane. But
It's
what is
pretty nice.
mundane, relatively speaking?
We're going to Sophia's favorite D&D official canon city, but also the one that I hate saying the name of the most because I get immediately mocked constantly anytime a campaign or one shot is set there.
Oh, I can't wait to check out Waterdeep.
I love
With that
Waterdeep.
really like wide vowel.
In retrospect, maybe
Waterdeep.
going to such a place might be
Waterdeep.
it might be a peaceful change of pace. I can't imagine anything adventurous happens there.
Yeah, maybe.
A lot.
The three most
In my
confident
limited
people
experience
in
with the
world.
material plane, that's not true,
Waterdeep,
but
the
anything can happen.
calmest city on the Sword Coast, of course.
So they've had a lot of time to get their stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah.
At your command, Captain.
All right, let's go meet an old friend. Vhas, get your mouth off of that.
He peels his face off of the dome of the surrounding, and he looks at Dani, and he kind of straightens himself up, and then he turns around, forgets the dome is there, and walks right into it.
Kyana, could you
Virla-
take him into the projection room or something and just keep him from hurting himself or the ship?
Ooh,
Put him in
that's a
front of
good
the
idea.
iPad.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we give the kid an
It's like when you
Just a bunch
entertain
of
like
butterflies
cats.
around for you to chase.
Uh-oh.
Virla, you hear Emmy comes up next to you. She goes, "He's really messed up. He can't even talk.
No. It's...
Are we sure we should fix him?"
Emmy,
He's a valued member of the crew.
I think Emmy has not quite internalized that everybody can hear her now.
She's
Like,
just talking to Virla right now. She can move her voice around all over the ship just like she could the house.
Emmy's
Yeah,
spent
but
so
she's not
long in
Virla's
Virla's
private inner
head that
monologue anymore.
Instead of learning like
That's true, yeah.
restraint or a lack of bloodlust, she learned his penchant for vicious one-liners.
I was going to say, first, don't let anyone know you said that. Second, I'm glad of all the things you could have inherited from me, it was my snark. Thirdly,
I learned from the best.
while mindless Vhas is perhaps an immediate reprieve, I must admit that mindful Vhas is a lot more useful in the long run.
Well noted. Okay, let's go on a trip.
Full steam to Waterdeep.
This will be exciting. I've never been to that world. Dani, you gotta make a little
shit, yeah,
check
yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
translating yourself to Waterdeep.
This would be a very funny time to fuck up and throw us somewhere completely random.
Very funny
I
time to
know.
fuck up.
This is intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an 11.
Are you? Uh-oh.
Oh, please, it would be so funny.
Well, at least Austin got what he
Give
wanted
me a second,
once.
because I have to find where I put this chart. God damn it.
Damn it.
Can it put us in the Feywild, and then when we leave, it's been 30 days
we
so that Vhas
leave?
can try his wisdom saving throw or
But
some
what
shit?
about we leave the
All
mind
right.
players have already taken over? If it's the Feywild, we're so fucked.
Or yeah, no. We spend 30 days in the Feywild, and then we get out, it's only been a day. How about that?
All right, hold
We're
on. I gotta double check.
negotiating?
Oh, this will be a quiet session. I don't think we're going to be doing much.
It'll be
Yeah,
very RP heavy. Don't
I
worry
guess
about
I
it.
could Flash of Genius this to bring it up to 16, but let's let
Do you have
Austin
one
have
left?
his moment. Nah, I got 4 left, but I
Hey,
want to
you
let
can do
Austin
that.
have. No. I think it's funnier this way.
Make a DC 15 intelligence check. On a successful check, you cast the plane shift spell. On a failure, you and each creature and object within. So I guess that would include the Aspera.
It
within
better
50
include
feet of you travel to a
Aspera.
random destination.
Oh my god.
I think it'd be pretty funny if you guys just got dumped out without the Aspera and had to get your way
That
back.
would be so
Uh,
bad.
So bad.
Okay. Oh, you need to roll a D100 first, actually.
Oh, my
Let's
favorite.
go.
I'm gonna be real sad next campaign when I'm not playing a character who constantly has to roll D100s. That's
I mean,
a
Dani
41.
Middle of the road.
Okay, so
good.
on a 1 through
So
60,
probably
you
not
travel to a
Carcerai.
random location on the plane you named. So you are going to the prime material plane.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
the question.
We're going to Baldur's Gate.
How bad
So-
could material
Crossover you've
plane
all
be?
been waiting for.
We just spent the last like 5 minutes being like the material plane. Psh, how bad could anything get there? It's so boring and normal, and we're just gonna get dropped
I
somewhere.
want to go to El Terrell. I guess I can't anymore.
Welcome to Stradville.
You could go to
Barovia
time
is a
of year.
pocket dimension. I don't think it could send us there. I think we're safe from
crossed.
Strahd.
And technically, that pocket dimension is tied to the Shadowfell.
Exactly. We're good. We're out of the Strahd verse.
Yeah.
We're solidly in somewhere in the material plane. I guess that doesn't
All right.
include the Underdark.
Could I have you guys? Boom. You're gonna have to plane shift
shit.
twice to get to where you're going now, because you have to plane shift out and then plane shift back in. You can't plane shift to Waterdeep.
Oh,
God.
You guys, boom, appear, sweltering heat, desert. The sun light blinds you as you
this place is
arrive
very nice.
here.
Sonny, no, don't look directly at it.
Boss, no, don't look directly at it.
Pupils dilate, huge.
Sonny's just on Vhas's head and like slowly covers his eyes with the wings.
You're good, Plug. Your eyes are made of glass. Have at it, buddy.
Everyone winces for a moment as you end up in the wrong spot. You are not where you're
shit.
supposed to be.
This
Can I
was-
have everyone
naming
roll me
this is
initiative real quick?
Waterdeep.
I was gonna say, yeah, like
Okay.
naming this water deep is really ironic.
It's pretty clever though. We wouldn't expect it. 11.
Okay.
That's a
Almost as bad as it could have been.
3.
9.
2.
3.
They somehow managed to
Vhas.
still make it to the
Vila,
bottom.
Nine.
I rolled a
What'd you get,
1.
Vhas?
It's a rough start to tonight's episode.
What'd you get, Vhas?
9.
9, 3, 2. Okay, with a natural 20.
All right, give us the on kegs. Come on.
We know you are
There is
hiding
a
that.
shifting of the sand.
No,
and
it's a purple worm.
boom.
It's a purple worm.
A huge purple worm emerges.
Are we in the... Which desert is this? Is this Desert of Kalimsham or the...
Kalimshan.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I need to roll a d12 for how long until I can have flight back, because that seems relevant to this adventure.
Do not leave. Kyana, don't you dare leave the ship, I swear to God. We're
Boss.
leaving.
But it's a big
Pulls
worm.
his sword out. and starts
no,
making
no.
for the railings.
Shit.
Okay, so who's on the deck currently?
All of us, I would
I
have
think all of
I-
them
all
they're
of you?
all either on the deck or like in the doorway of the room, the projection room, which opens onto the bottom deck, I think.
Yeah, alright.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
So we'll see who it attacks. Let's roll 1, 2, 3, 4. Vila, Kyana, Dani, Vhas. Alright, here we go. Here we go, Kyana.
Yeah.
First,
No,
it's
no,
going
no,
to try
no,
to...
no.
First, it's going to try to... Is 2 attacks, one with its bite, one with its sting. First, it's going to attempt to... Yeah, she's going to try to eat you. Alright, here we go. Ready?
Oh,
Everyone's been
again?
getting
Okay.
eaten by worms this week.
That's a 26 to hit.
I think that'll get me. Just barely.
Jeez.
So the good news is Dani can attempt to do this again on her turn. The bad news is if one of you is not there, you're gonna leave her behind.
Yeah.
That is,
must not fear. Fear
3
is the mind
threes,
killer.
3, 6,
Fear is the
9
mind
plus
killer.
9 is 18 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'd
where
like
are
you
you
to
at?
please make me a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity save. Good. I make these at advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna want to.
That's a 21.
Okay, you save by 2. DC 19. The mouth comes down, teeth scrape against you, and you just manage to, it scrapes up some of the deck, and you just manage to dive out of the way of these rows and rows of sharp teeth that line the inside of the mouth, and you do not get eaten. And then, let's see, who's it going to try to tail sting? 1, 2, 3,
But
4.
we're on the deck. That's what matters. We're on the
That's
ship.
another 2, and then it's gonna attempt to sting Kyana. Here we go.
Aw.
Should Emmy have rolled initiative too? Because I think she could just get us up and out of range, probably.
Well,
You know, Emmy should roll initiative. The initiative, I think does the ship have a dexterity?
Yes.
You know what? Let's go ahead and roll a flat initiative for Emmy. So, Noir, you usually have the stats. Can you just go ahead and roll me a d20 and tell me what you roll?
Okay. Not the die that I just rolled. All right, 17.
Okay, so Emmy's going before anyone else has to.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a 31 to hit for the tail stinger.
Yeah, that gets me.
8 plus 9, 17 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
I don't know
Purple
the
worm
way
poison
these
is some fun stuff.
Because I'm a monk level 10, I am immune to disease and poison.
Oh shit! Okay, for fun, roll me the con save. Let's see what you would
Fine.
have gotten.
Let's go.
A natural one,
Because of-
but it doesn't matter, baby.
You feel okay, so you get
Thanks, Di.
as
That
you
was
dodge out of
really
the way, you roll
funny.
up, and the tail swings over, stings. It would deal an additional 42 points of poison damage.
Ooh, that would have been pretty nasty.
However, as it enters, what is like the source of Kiana's immunity to poison here? Is it
That's
just
a really good
mind over
question.
matter thing?
ate too much dirt as a
I'm
kid.
not even sure
just
at this
consumed,
point.
licked so many rocks in the Underdark that now she's just immune to a lot of things because of her natural internal
think-
biome.
It is. It's a very funny, like, it really is just nothing, and then suddenly you're immune to all, like, bad things that can happen to your body other than getting smacked. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find a way to diegetically rationalize that one. I think maybe it's just more magic.
Kiana finally had a Planescape Taki, and now she's immune to all poison.
Yeah, somebody finally realized I never got my plane travel shots.
She's just
and
gotten really good at
recently
making those smoothies.
I had an immune booster this morning, so...
Whatever it may be, a result of your ancestral guardian training, result of like your increasing monk level and unifying body and mind, what should be a devastating amount of poison instead does not harm you at all. And that brings us to the end of the worm's turn. That brings us
zesty.
to Emmy's turn. Emmy is gonna panic and fly up. The worm is gonna take an attack of opportunity on Emmy.
You worm.
We still have not fully fixed Emmy.
No, no,
would you-
not.
When the heap was doing its modifications, could that
could
have been an opportunity to repair?
That was all those man hours were going into installing the thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
That is to hit a 23.
Yes, that meets the damage threshold.
Oh, that's to hit.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah. Well, AC is 15, so it does hit anyway.
Okay, so what do we got? 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 9 is 24 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah. Doesn't cross the mishap, but does cross the damage.
Boom, you feel like a scrape chunk come out of the bottom as Emmy lifts up and away.
Let's get out of
Unless
it.
anyone else wants to do, I think, was it Dani at 11? No, Dani's
nope.
at like 3 or something,
I'm
right?
at 3.
I was at 11, but yes.
Yeah, if anyone wants to do anything, you can, or you can hold your actions until
I think we should
Dani wants to
leave.
play shift you away.
Vhas is neither smart nor wise.
I will grab Vhas by the scruff of the neck if necessary. I'll use
Contested
my
athletics
action
checks.
to do that. No. Oh no. Oh
Okay.
no.
I didn't roll all that great.
I'm not even proficient in athletics. But I did roll a 17, so 21.
I rolled 5 for a total of 17.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
a plus
god, that
12
was
to
so
athletics.
close to being bad.
Yeah.
Alright, Kyana, you grab Vhas, what were you gonna do?
He was about to jump off the ship, sword first. But he feels Kyana grab him. He whizzes around, about to strike, and he's like, "Oh, friend, okay."
I'm alert. You can't
All
jump
right.
off this ship without me knowing.
Kyana grabs Vhas. Dani, would you like to make another check?
Yes. Okay. This one is a 17.
Okay, so what plane are you going to before you try to get back to Waterdeep?
The Astral Sea.
Boom! You guys plunged back into darkness 6 seconds later. The stars all around you, the heat. You're like, oh, you don't even realize how hot it was. You start to feel like the sunburn kind of feel
it's
on
so
your
cold.
skin, unless you're Dani.
Ugh.
Or Virla, I guess. So really just Kyana and Vhas feel like some of the like sunburn feel already. But yeah, you guys are back safe and sound.
Right. Waterdeep it is. I'll try again.
That
What was
wasn't
that?
Waterdeep?
Natural 20.
Actually, that does make sense. It didn't really look like a Waterdeep.
Boom! Yeah, not a lot of water to be seen. Boom.
Yep.
You guys emerge from water once again 6 seconds later. Oh, just like boom, 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 emerging. You guys emerge from the water a few moments later. And you have arrived at Waterdeep, the greatest, oldest city on the Sword Coast. And in fact, I think potentially in all of Faerun, you see, as you emerge, docks with all these ships around. There's like seagulls flying overhead, and you can hear the sounds of the gulls calling. And there's no such thing as a seagull, but don't worry about it. The gulls
There's no
calling.
such thing as a
and
seagull?
There's herring gull and ringbeak gull. They're not. The seagull's just a generic. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
This feels like an Austin real world biology fact and not like a thing that he's
Yeah,
made
it's
up
not,
about
it's not
words.
it's not a taxonomic like accurate thing.
don't
like
get me
there's no
started on
fish.
terns.
Yeah.
You can hear sailors shouting about and see the ships. There's a great mountain, Mount Waterdeep, I believe it's called, which most of the city sits in the shadow of. Just this great mountain that's kind of like off to the north end, I believe. You can see there are walls that line the city, and just rows and rows of these buildings lining up, small first and then getting taller and taller. You can see towers, a castle even, in the most inner wall of this city. You can see on the docks an assemblage of many groups of people. There are humans and elves and dwarves, gnomes and halflings, tiefling, dragonborn. This is the most cosmopolitan city in all of the material plane. It's kind of tame, honestly. It's no brass.
It's like if
Inspector.
Sigil was
It's
flat.
yeah. It's no Sigil in interest and peculiarity and.
What is the vacation town? Like they on like the seaside or some shit. People come here to like take their time off.
It's
PTO.
interesting not to see a
Yeah, that's-
city or another plane of existence above us.
I kind of like it.
It is scenic.
It's quaint.
Yeah. Miss the hustle. And
You know,
bustle,
it
though.
occurred to me that I didn't actually press Finbar for a specific location within Waterdeep.
How big can this place be? It's on the material plane.
It's pretty
Oh,
freaking big.
jeez.
All of our. This is like worse than being anyone who has lived in New York for any period of time going to a different city.
Yeah.
Well, in New York, you see.
You know, Waterdeep's
do
on
you
a
have another
grid, and
sending?
it really
No
makes it
We can
difficult.
start looking around.
I might have a different idea. Maybe we can let Finbar find us. Emma, you want to take a fly for a bit?
Just like looking
Yeah,
around.
sure.
Do I see any other?
This place doesn't have its own Lady of Pain, right? Like, we're not
Austin,
getting in
are
trouble.
there any other spelljammers flying
No.
around in the sky?
No, there's no
No,
other
no,
flying
not
ships
at all.
around.
All right, I say we do it.
Hey, at least we're not a nautiloid.
That would be bad. That would
Oh, that'd
probably
be
real
very
bad.
bad. That would awaken the statues that guard the city.
What?
Statues are all trash, dude.
Oh, right, yeah. Forgot. Different canon.
Which you see. So Emmy takes off from the water. You hear gasps of shock and screams of terror from the people below as a ship just starts to fly over. That's not really fair. There are some flying ships. Which I would say screams of terror is not it would not happen. That's not appropriate. People are aware of flying ships. They're just
Did we
very
not just
very
emerge
rare.
from underwater from their perspective?
Yeah, basically. Mhm,
Okay.
Yeah. But, who was looking out there at the time?
The
You
Tritons
guys lift up
exist.
out of the water. The water falls off the ship. People gasp. A lot of people, start to point and, look, this is clearly a spectacle, but it is not, no one's, this is still a magical world. No one thinks it's the end,
Yeah.
this is the end of the world going on.
All right,
You
we're
guys
looking for
start to
Furball and
sail.
Also Elise.
I think we just have to wait at this point.
And you see the many, many rows of houses and businesses, the many people going about their day. This is very cosmopolitan and multicultural, but cosmopolitan and multicultural, like PHB player species. You see there are very few Genasi here. You see no Mechanites. You see no Githyanki. It's largely the most iconic ones from the PHB that you would see wandering around here. And yeah, you can see their faces as they all stop. A lot of half-elves.
Statistically improbable number of half-elves, frankly.
We can't all be half-elves.
It's an elf and a human, or two half-elves, or a half-elf and a human, or a half-elf and an elf, you know? There's a lot of ways to get a half-elf. There's only one way to get an elf. You see their faces all looking up at you as you sail over and cast Shadow Among. You see that there's a lot of like construction going on here in the city. There are a lot of places that are kind of mid-rebuilding. Clearly all things that are new, too, to the more discerning eyes among you, so not Vhas. You can see that there's a lot of things that have been reconstructed. You fly over one square and you can see there was a statue there and it's been like reduced to rubble and there are like kids climbing and playing on it. So what your plan is just to fly over Manhattan and look for someone on the ground?
I'll make a perception check to see if I can spot Finbar and Elise.
Can I?
Roll me a natural 20.
I'll see what I can do, boss. 17, but that does make it a 27.
Yes, Virla.
Can I cast Locate Object?
Oh, absolutely. What object are you hoping to locate?
The ring?
Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. I will describe Finbar's tunic thing, like his leafy sort of
His
clothing.
shawl.
Yeah.
It could have been the
shawl, there
formerly
we go.
wishing ring that you wore for like 3 hours.
Oh yeah, I can do that too.
You know,
He's
the one that's on
familiar.
Elise's hand.
Hey, Virla, whatever's up to you, you know? You have a little bit to think about it, so.
No, he will do the wish ring.
Okay. You cast on the wish ring and communicate to Emmy. Emmy brings you down low enough that you can see.
As long as the
Cat
object
on
is within
screen.
1,000 feet of me.
Yeah, 1,000 feet. She could be well within that range to give you a good coverage of the ground. Mm-hmm. And as you begin to fly around, you get a ping off to the starboard side from how Emmy is flying. You get a ping. Surely they must be close, within 1,000 feet. And with communication to Emmy, easy enough. She swings around, and you guys kind of fly over. There's like an open street, open marketplace. You're following the ping. It brings you off to an alley, and as you look down, we're gonna cut to about 30 seconds ago, Finbar's perspective. Finbar, you and Elise running down this alley, being chased by someone familiar to you. You see an Eladrin in summer, vibrant greens that turn into like flickering, like almost like flames, like heat waves coming off of like her hair and some of her body. Her fingers longer and bonier than you remember. Her eyes kind of like streaked around with black, almost like black veins pulling off in each direction. You see Gilda has found you and Elise here in Waterdeep and is chasing you down. And as she chases you, you hear her shout behind you, "Her? You said it was going to be us together forever. And then you left me and everyone else to that hag? Well, guess what? She taught me a thing or two about getting what's owed to you. And you're gonna get it, Finbar. Can I have you and Elise roll initiative, please?
Are you
Yeah.
fucking
Finbar.
serious?
This feels like a bad time to point out that purple worm took me from 60-something hit points to 20-something hit points. So my plan to jump off the ship and punch something is...
I've been at a chill 10 this
Okay,
entire
cool.
time.
We'll be
I
okay.
mean, I was the only one who didn't get walloped last fight, and then I got purple wormed.
I was in a bubble. I got 60 hit points left. That's good for Dani.
Okay, great. Perfect.
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to keep a list, I think.
Finbar, what are you at?
14.
14, okay. Elise rolled a natural 1 plus 2, so that's 3.
Oof.
And Gilda rolled a 16.
Gilda.
So-
Gilda.
Mm-hmm. Gylda.
Oh shit.
We're never making things easy for you folks. Fantastic. She is chasing you down the alley. She's going to make 2 elemental strikes ranged spell attack. She's going to strike 1 at each of you.
Okay.
Here we go. Finbar, Elise. All right, Finbar, that's a 27 to hit, and Elise, it's a 23, so those are both going to hit.
Yeah, those are gonna hit.
Do we have like a really long ladder that we can just drop down? like
We gotta, right?
I got us, guys. We're good.
Okay.
On you, Finbar, that is 5 plus 7, 12 thunder damage.
Okay.
And on Elise, that is 15 lightning damage. As she just leashes her hands out and expels Fey energy at you, and you see a bolt, this like miniaturized little thunderclap shoots out, hits you, and lightning to Elise. She gets struck, and she turns back to you. She says, "I thought you said you didn't know anyone in Waterdeep."
I don't know why she's here. And I think we overstayed our vacation just a little bit.
It's only been 1 week. 1 week is all I ask.
Look, I thought it'd be a chill location. I didn't realize we'd be getting ourselves into more of this shit. It's all right. We'll get ourselves out of here. And with that, I guess my turn is up.
Your turn is up. Yes.
Cool. Unfortunately, a lot has happened on vacation. It has not really been that chill.
So he's gained a few levels.
So yes, he's gained a few levels, and with that, he's going to use
Also
his
fun.
bonus action to wild shape. No, he'll use his action to wild shape into a giant eagle.
Hey, okay.
Fly, you fool.
Fly, fool.
The eagles are coming.
Go birds.
All right. So you turn into a
birds.
giant eagle.
Yep.
Hey, the birds are fucked.
Fly,
They're
eagles,
done.
fly, baby.
That bird is cooked. My man Josh, he's taking us all the way this year. All right. You turn to a giant. You guys watch as the ship comes around, and you see this like small foot chase going on. As Finbar's body just expands into a giant eagle, like wingspan 10 feet across. What would you like to do with your new eagle form?
I use my action to transform. I'd have to wait till Elise gets on my back for us to actually take off and get out of here. So, kind of waiting on her.
I would allow her to like make an attack of opportunity to try to grab on, but that would be her trying to grab on.
I wouldn't contest it.
Fair. I guess it would be a non-contested. Yeah. All right. So, do you say anything to her before you do this, or are you just gonna turn to a big eagle and start to fly away?
I think she'd get the cue. So yeah, I just immediately, without thinking, giant eagle, and wait for her to grab on and take off.
All right. You start to take off. She grabs on, pulls herself. I hate when you start to do that before I'm holding on, and starts to like pull herself up onto your back. Yeah. Do you just fly? What's the fly speed?
What is the fly speed? Oh my god! All these.
What is
wild
the
shapes.
airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
What is the
80
airspeed
foot
velocity
far
of a
from
very
unladen.
lated, wild-shaped eagle version of Finbar?
80 feet.
Oh
for
Jesus!
fly speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna fly like 80 feet straight up. It's gonna get you out of range of her elemental strike for sure.
Yeah. As high as I can.
Okay. You get up high, and you hear her roar in frustration. Elise, we're gonna finish out this initiative. Elise is gonna cast Stinking Cloud on her. Oh wait, hold on. 90 feet. Yep. Elise is gonna cast Stinking Cloud on her. Must take a Constitution saving throw against poison. Spends its action that turn retching and reeling. All right, here we go. Con save from the angry Fae. Here we go. Natural 1.
Hey.
You go up and she pulls out a little egg. She like a quail egg. Unwraps it. She smashes it, and immediately you get foul egg smell. And she points down. A just cloud of stinking gas appears around Gilda. You hear her begin to cough and retch. She shouts up. She goes, "You haven't You haven't heard the last of me. This isn't over, Finbar. This is...
I didn't even know
What a
that
catch. I
And,
can't believe you turned her
they
down.
could puke like that. It's like a bunch of leaves in there and shit. That's crazy.
It's so luminous.
It's like a leaf.
You have successfully averted. She can't chase you down because she has to spend her whole turn retching, and you're going to be able to trivially easily fly away. So, Finbar, you, as she spends her turn, wastes it, coughing, you look around and you see the Aspera, only thing up here in the sky with you, sailing towards you.
Yeah, so Finbar is just kind of coasting for a little bit. And he's predominantly has his attention on this thinking cloud for a little bit. The second he turns and scans the skies, he lets out a giant squawk as he sees the Aspera in the air. He didn't realize they'd get here that quickly. He forgot how fast the ship actually.
We're like 18
gets
seconds
around.
late, though, to be fair.
We're on time.
And he takes himself, him and Elise, closer to the ship.
Okay.
Dani will lean over to Virla and be like, what do you think the odds that bird is Finbar are?
You see Elise riding a giant-ass bird, lands on the ship.
I drop the wild shape, and I go, howdy y'all?
Finbar!
G'day.
Good honeymoon?
Yeah, you
Finbar
see
gets
him
a hug.
when he reverts back. He's not wearing his armor. He's got a Hawaiian shirt on, she's head. The pixies flitter around, and they come out from underneath the folds of the shirt.
A hat that says Yawning Portal on it.
I went to the yawning portal and all I got with this stupid t-shirt.
And they all swarm around the ship, back. Happy to be back for the first time in a while.
Dani, Sigil,
What? Alright. Cast it again. Dani will take one last look over Waterdeep, Sophia's favorite city, and feel nothing because this is nothing to this character, and then I will cast plane shift.
We're going already?
Unless
Okay,
you,
looks like we're going.
did you want to?
He turns to Elise. We didn't really check out, did we?
We need us a pit stop. 'Cause
We're not coming back here, let's be
It
honest.
feels trivially
all
easy
right,
for us
all
to
right.
fly around.
I'm just saying it would have been nice if we at least let them know that we were leaving. It's all right. Let's go.
All right, I'm gonna guess plane shift.
So, it's you guys again. All right, go ahead and roll your intelligence check, Dani. Fail.
Oh, this
Fail.
You're just gonna hold the railing a little bit tighter than usual.
was it 10 plus 5?
Broussard
So
de
it's
Chance.
15.
There we go.
Damn. You guys appear in Sigil and Finbar back in a familiar spot. You take a look around and notice everyone is beat to hell. No one looks good. Everyone is scraped up.
Oh, okay.
Virla like flinches and tenses for like a few seconds.
Yeah, everyone panics a little on
stares
the
at
plane
Virla.
shift.
It was
Oh,
fun. We went to a place that wasn't water deep,
Did you now? Okay.
very sandy, big
Huh.
worm.
Big. All right.
That's actually
Well,
unrelated to a lot of why we were so beat up. We also diffused a bomb in the middle of the Astral Sea, but that feels secondary. There was a worm there,
That one
too.
also had a worm.
Yeah, there's been a lot
this
of
is like
worms
a
in the last,
2-worm day.
2 hours.
That one was more squiddy though.
Finbar
for
is just like gently, calmly listening to everybody. Big smile on his
Calm,
face.
reassuring presence to be back on the ship.
Says, "Well, good to know y'all are still on doing them adventures. Feel safer knowing that you guys are on top of it. But looks like y'all could use some food and a little bit of patching up. Just give me a second." And he heads to the garden to retrieve Leyland, where he left it.
Alan. He's in there.
No, Leyland. Not Alan.
Comes back out
No.
with the sickle, and says, "All right, well, let's see what we can do." He uses his second wild shape to assume the starry form, and does some quick healing. We don't really have to do some math here.
Oh, nice.
But I don't know, let's just give everybody 20 or something. He uses enough spell slots to give people at least 20 hit points.
This is very nice of
This
you.
is a power. This is the power of a retired adventurer. You can just 20.
This is you've activated downtime, and now we can all just get better and be okay.
This is sort of related to why we interrupted your honeymoon, although you seem to be doing a pretty good job of that yourselves. Kyana, where's Vhas?
Still got him by the scruff.
Hey, wait, I want to be very clear that we did not start anything with that. Well, I did not start anything with that woman.
No, you didn't, honey. It's all right. It's just when I thought I wrapped everything
I've missed
up.
the married.
I don't
Austin
think we
and
ever
Wally
got that
dynamic
impression.
more than
Between
anything.
wait, between the how many people is it that we've had to have attacked us from our if you count one on wedding
You're
day?
doing a scuffle.
Yeah.
What is the
I mean, the mushroom lady
how-
wasn't one of Finbar's exes. To be fair, that was not Finbar's fault, like even a little bit.
It doesn't just have to be the
She did
exes,
have a
it's
little
just the
crush on me, though.
accumulated
Oh,
enemies
yeah, probably.
that concerns me.
Look,
You're gonna hate
Between
what we've been up to then.
those look between those thieves that thought they could rough us up, that wasn't our fault. We handled that. No
But
problem.
that's
Okay.
I mean,
You know.
and I feel bad about how that.
I feel bad. I hope they got the present we sent them, because that was. It's okay. Anyways, that was just the first
That's
day.
not
The
on
hotel
them.
was real nice, and Gilda popping up was not great. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I saw her earlier in the week. I didn't say anything. Turns out it was her, but it's not a good one. Okay.
Honestly, it's probably best that you did. Like, I'm bad. I'm like, oh, if only you had said something. But then I'm also like, I'm thinking of how I would have reacted if you'd been like, hey, I think that's my ex over there. We should say hi.
Yeah,
So
no,
it's
we
probably
weren't
you
doing
probably
that.
made the right decision there.
Yeah. The boat tour was nice. That was great. We went outside the city for a little bit. That was also fun, relatively calm. Meeting those owl bears, real nice. You know.
Oh, they were so
but-
cute.
Yeah. But and then coming back, running into her again. Like it's been fine. It's been great. But it's real nice seeing y'all again.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I'm afraid we need a bit. This situation requires a bit more than just catching up. At our last excursion, you remember Bloodless Vhas, yes?
Yeah, the weird pale skinny fella.
Great
Yeah.
news, he has
Right.
blood now.
That's always nice. It's real nice.
Yeah,
Bad
we did
news,
some
he
medical-
got
Mm-hmm.
hit with the feeble mind, so we're hoping that maybe you can help us with that.
You
Oh,
hear,
what
when
now?
you say that, Liz goes, ha! And then it covers her mouth.
You can laugh now. Fuck! Holy shit! Oh my god!
Oh,
Honeybee,
that's almost
what's-
as
what's
bad
the-
as a stinking cloud.
Well,
Okay,
I guess
I'm not
we'll
the first
find out
one.
if he can remember any of this later.
What's a feeble mind? He kind of turns to Elise. What's a feeble mind? Honeybee, I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, it just makes you like, do you have him around? It might be easier to show.
I just by the scruff.
I
I don't
don't
know
like
what Vhas is doing right now, but Kyana doesn't want him like jumping off onto anything. Probably one of the arms is out, and so he's got like 10 feet over. He's like on a little leash, basically.
He's on
Voss
one
has
of the child
somehow
leashes.
found his way. He's managed to like grip the actual arm, and he's holding onto it like a sloth.
Yeah, so there he is.
You watch
very
as
huggy
one of his
today.
eyes slowly wanders in a different direction.
So yeah, we're hoping you can,
Good.
help us out here because we're currently trying to save the entire planescape and having 1/4 of our crew feeble-minded
Right.
is not gonna
Okay.
help.
Huh. Well. Let's take a look. Sit him down over here.
Kind of like wipe him off on the ground. Just, like, start
All right.
extricate the arm.
I think I could do something about this, but not right now. I'm a little bit out of magic. I need Y'all
Yeah.
look like you need some time to sleep and rest up.
Oh, that'd be
I also
nice.
need some time to sleep and rest up. Then first thing in the morning, I can take care of this. No problem.
Okay, that sounds like a
We don't-
plan.
We don't have anything urgent we got to get to right now, do we?
Well, we already defused the bomb.
The what now?
That was the only thing we knew about.
Yeah, so you know how when we had to get Kyana back from the last time we were in the material plane, there were a bunch of mind flayers around.
I remember that. Yeah. Seems
Uh,
like ages.
Well, in a time frame that could be minutes and could be weeks, they're going to attempt to leave the planescape, and in doing so, destroy it. So we're trying to stop that from happening. I think probably okay for a night, but there is something of a timetable we're working on.
What do you mean leave the planescape? You mean like die?
No,
No.
there's
Like-
like maybe other planescapes out there. It's kind of theoretical, but maybe not a little bit. At least they think it's a thing they can do, and it'll be really bad if they try.
Look, Honeybee. Like, I don't know half the things they're talking about. Like, I just trust that they can handle it. But let's see if we can. Let's see what we can do to help them. All right. Okay, I'm still gonna need that day. In the meantime, though, he kind of looks at Dani for a little bit. He takes in all the changes. He says,
She's taller, shorter again.
Shorter.
yeah,
Still blue. Longer
still
coat.
blue. Yeah. And he says, "You look like you're doing good for yourself."
It's a very kind way of putting it.
All right. I'm gonna get some food going. You know, it looks like y'all are gonna be out and leaving again to go save the whole world and everything. Again, first thing in the morning, I can take care of all this.
We've been telling everyone to meet us at Hira's. Would you guys want to all go there, and then we could?
Well, we gotta get our.
Well, I live there, so I will go back
Yeah.
there. Yes.
I mean, eventually,
But
we
I
gotta get the new place that we were looking at, right?
Well, that's yes, but like I mean, anyway, seems like there's pressing matters to take care of. So
Right.
we'll
Yeah.
talk- we can figure that out
Adventures,
later.
all that, saving the world.
But if you want to stay, we can stay in your hammock on the ship. If you want to stay here too.
Yeah, sure. We should probably get them situated first, right?
King size bed and water deep, but
All right. Well, anyways, yeah.
hammock is nice. It's like the old days.
Danny
It's
leans
what
over
he's
to
talking about.
Viola, like,
roughing it.
this feels personal in a way that I don't feel equipped to deal with as captain.
Ollie's just used to sleep in a hammock, and she's like, "God damn it, I don't want to go back to sleeping in a hammock."
I feel like we've stepped
ever
into
fit
some
two
sort
people?
of like
It's
marital
like-
squabble.
It's like when you're in college. When you're in college and you're seeing someone and you share those twin long beds, and then you become an
Yeah.
adult and you're like, oh god, that was annoying. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that again.
I know, like,
That was- they already
captains
did
on
that. They
ships,
slept in hammocks
like,
on a boat.
Can marry people, but that's the aspect of being the captain of the Aspera that I feel the least equipped to kind of deal with that realm. So if anyone else could like provide counseling,
Hey, they're already married. We were at the wedding.
There's a world
Remember?
where I
There was that
could
fungus
choose
guy?
as an action in a combat to just get just to marry people, right? Like
Oh,
that's,
Yeah,
something
that's
Barbarella.
fun. That's very
Captain
Pirates of the
Barbossa, marry us
Caribbean
now.
for you.
Yeah, our own at World's
We
End.
have our own
Yeah.
at World's End. So if anyone is
I
an
didn't think that was
NPC
the
they
best
got the
choice.
hots for, let me know before we get to the final battle.
Yeah.
Roger.
Vhas gets a little curious as to what this arm is made out of, and he takes a bite.
Whose arm?
The astral one?
The astral arm,
Yeah.
Oh,
energy,
Yeah.
kind of like biting down on plastic if it was also made of the ringing of a bell.
Okay. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
a
I
lot
know
of
what that
saliva
feels
going on, and he's trying to.
Yeah, you see some drool pool out.
Yeah.
Should we like tie him down somewhere?
I think
That might be best. Finbar goes over and just like pulls him off and cradles him like a baby, and he says, "Let's just go to Hira's, right?"
It
Yeah, we
feels
can
like
do that.
everyone
Yeah.
that we might need to talk to is at Hira's. I got some work to do on the ship, but that can wait till the evening. Let's go to Hira's.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is still very close to when you... It's still within the day, so there's no one waiting for you when you arrive at Heroes just yet, right? You guys sent everyone this morning, and then you dealt with the bomb, and now you've got Finbar and come here. So,
Cool.
if you're going to Hira's, there is no one there other than Hira and Everin, of course, who lets you guys in. Actually, Elise can let you guys in because she works here. So,
Yeah.
Everin is there, but... Elise lets you guys in, and it seems like perhaps you guys are interested mostly in just passing the night. So, if there's anything you would like to do, any scenes you would like to play out, let me know. Otherwise, I assume that you have a quiet night watching the baby of Vhas and catching Finbar and Elise up on what you've been up to and having them perhaps catch you up on their trip as well.
I have one errand I would like to run if Danny could slip off at some moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Virla would like to use his last 2 higher level spell slots to cast Sending to Hans and
Oh,
Eden,
good call, yeah.
respectively.
Okay.
The gist of it being Mind Flayer danger, could use all the help we could need, meet at Hira's at your earliest convenience.
If you can make it.
All right. Hans comes back. Oh, yeah. Wunderbar. That's it, because that's all I feel comfortable doing. And so I struggle with the German accent on the best days. There's something about playing Blue's character that makes me viscerally anxious about pretending to be, which is very silly. I'm pretty sure Blue would give me a full reign to say anything, but yeah,
Absolutely.
Hans tentatively commits. Yes, yeah, I would try to be there. And you get Eden as well. Eden comes through. What do you say to Eden? This is a little bit more of a personal relationship you guys have, so tell me what you say to Eden.
It's Virla. Our original quest. The Mind Flayers are close. We could use all the help we can get. If you're willing, meet at Hira's. You and Aster. Hope you're well.
Oh, shit. Okay. I can be there soon. There's kind of a pause, and she says, Aster's not ready to leave, but ready to be alone. I can make it. See you soon. When you hear her voice, there's kind of this, pang, and it kind of just this, small rush, not a flood necessarily, but this small wave of memories that you feel like you're remembering them, like you had forgotten them, but you know they never actually happened. You are instead just conjuring them for the first time, of mundane things, conversations that you and Eden never got around to about connections between planes, some talking shop about some plane or portal magic, talking shop a little bit about some monsters of the planescape that you were oh, well, tell me a little bit of this thing and its effect. I've heard it can do this. And she's oh, well, it's not really like that. It functions more like this kind of thing. That is a ranger she could inform you of. And a visceral conversation where she very much the very first time you saw her was angry and viscerally upset about the betrayal by Dexter that you prevented, but that he still attempted. And that having pushed everyone else who was far more emotionally capable of dealing with it away, eventually you tried and managed to get through to her through some combination of just we've gone through the most hurtful thing, both of us, and also we are both the not charismatic, the not easily open up, not easily not very persuasive, not very good at doing this kind of charade members of the crew, but in that moment found each other and found a way to comfort each other in that moment, and those memories that she can't remember because they never happened come back to you as she says that.
There's a bit of a sadness that kind of weighs on Virla's heart, soul, really. He's been really conflicted about the gift that he's been given, so to speak, and he hasn't really found the words to articulate it. But all he knows at that moment is a strange bittersweetness whenever he thinks or talks about them.
It's difficult because there are memories that you will never get back. You lost them. But there are memories that you do have now that, though they might not share, it's no longer uneven footing. It's no longer they have all of this memory of you and you have no recollection of them. It's they have recollection of you, you have recollection of them. They just differ.
Do I doubt whether the actions that my old crew took in this past life, like, do I doubt that they would be accurate to, like, the real, like, you know, like, I now have a perception of a Caleb in my mind. Would he have done the same actions that the real Caleb had?
Yeah. Okay. It feels pretty parallel. It feels like a natural extension. These are slightly different. These are the people you know are versions that underwent, you know, a severe amount of trauma, so the people you've met. So there is a little bit less of an edge to Caleb. There is still hostility, but not nearly as severe from Eden. Aster is really nothing like you remember her. She is wise and generous, and perhaps a little bit too quick to dispense with advice, and you know, you couldn't ask for a better listener from her, and Sierra's mostly the same, actually. Honestly, Sierra's pretty much unchanged. Sierra's dealing with it pretty well, but yeah. And then there's Emerson, who you have not met, but only that one small interaction, but it rings true to how you feel in your memory.
Okay. All right.
So, Eden is on her way. You've put out feelers. You sent out the party invites. Dani would like to run and Finbar. Well, actually, you're in Elise's kitchen now, so Elise is going to assist. You see that Hira has gotten like a temp cook in the meantime, like the guild sent someone else, and she just shoos them out, like basically is like by the scruff of the neck is shooing them out, and then begins like reorganizing stuff. Unclear if they even changed anything. She's just like, this doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
Dani, you have an errand you'd like to run?
Yeah, Dani just dips out for an hour. I'd like to go to Cyprius's if I could.
Okay.
Yes, you arrive at a small shack, almost haphazardly placed, definitely is not zoned for this, in this alley, and you enter. The small manic kobold standing on his wobbly stool. You're like, come on, man, put like a couple sheets of paper underneath, like let's put like a little book or something underneath one of those legs. This is dangerously wobbly, as he stands there, and he looks at you and he says, do I know you? And like gives you one big eye.
Yeah, I built you the whole bucket system. You gave me a bean. I haven't used it yet. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
Ah, the bean girl, yes.
Yeah, you know
How
me.
are you?
How's it going, little man?
What can I help you with?
I need a couple healing potions. The better you got, the better. Looking to do something a little risky, so thought I'd get some caution.
Yes. Better is better, I always say. What else?
Begins rummaging through like boxes and drawers.
And Daniel sort of like lean on the counter and lower her voice a little bit. And also, just based on our last interaction, I happen to know that you're a kobold who knows his way around Demonicker, and I might be interested in any advice you have about using it for speed boosts and the like. Just expert to novice, if you care to share.
He goes,
Demonic. When you use it, definitely do not drink it. That would be like the biggest thing I would say.
Good to know, good to know.
Yeah, with its guns, it works better when it's like a, what's the word? Like a mist. But also try not to breathe it in if you do that, okay? That's also dangerous.
All right. Daniel like starts taking notes in her like chicken scratch
Also,
handwriting.
the more the better. The more the better, honestly. You really can't have enough of this stuff.
All right, good. More the better. All right.
When in doubt, substitute more.
Substitute more.
Dani writing this down on her arm. Don't drink.
Like
don't
bottom of
breathe in.
hand.
So use more. All right. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
5. Oh no, D4. Sorry, I rolled a D6. Hold up.
I was about to. Damn.
I gotta
Danny
give you
really
some
never
of these
misses,
D4s.
huh?
2.
Okay, yeah.
2 on the D4.
2. Okay. So he has 2 potions of regular healing, and then we're gonna roll to see. He has a better potion as well. So let me see what else he has in stock for you. Shit. What's the best one? Is it Supreme, Superior? What is the best one that they make? It's greater.
It's greater, superior. Is there something above superior? Is there a supreme?
Spectacular. Amazing.
I think it might be a Supreme. Hold on, give me a sec.
Supreme. It might just go healing. Supreme. Yeah. Oh, superior. That was my confusion. I was like, there's only one superior or supreme. There are 2. Fantastic. So, potions of healing. He has. What did you say you rolled on that? 2.
2.
He has 2 potions of healing he's made, but he has been hard at work in the meantime, and he succeeded on his alchemist check. He has created a supreme potion of healing, which costs. So the other 2 are 50 gold apiece, and then 1350 for the supreme, 1,350.
Do I know if I need any more gold for any upgrades to the ship?
Your upgrades are done.
Cool. Then,
It takes a little bit of gold to fix it, but like it's a small amount.
in an attempt to negotiate the price of the Supreme down a little bit, Danny's like, I saw you struggling
Okay.
with that stool a little bit, maybe in exchange for a little bit of a discount on that Supreme potion you cooked up, I could do some repairs for you, really spruce the place up. You've seen my work firsthand. I mean, it's anything for a friend.
Dani, roll me an insight check real quick.
Danny's not amazing at these, it's just not awful at them. 14.
Okay.
14. I'm gonna let you roll the persuasion on the fixing the stool. I feel like there might be something of more interest to him in his wheelhouse. But if you'd like to roll on the fixing the stool, then I will absolutely allow that persuasion check.
I could also offer you one of a few different kinds of goops and ashes. If they might be something you're interested in playing around with in a sort of barter situation.
His reptilian pupils dilate. What kind of pupils and what pupils? What kind of goos and ashes do you offer, Dani?
This water skin is full of mulch made from a dead knoll, but you'll remember they all have the same connected stomach, so really it's like having a piece of every knoll. This water comes from the plane of salt, so you can imagine the salinity is quite high, and inside this very special little vial is goop actually from a real nautiloid.
You see, his pupils dilate. He picks up the salt, what was the salt in?
It's in a vial.
He opens the vial, he sticks his tongue in just a little bit, and it's like that moment in the SpongeBob episode where he tastes the cat food, and he goes "Bleh," and his body shrinks. He touches his tongue to it, and you can see the dehydration as his skin pulls to his bones a little bit, and he quickly stoppers it. He pulls out the goo, sniffs it, sneezes right into it, puts the cap back on, and you see he looks at these, he pushes the knoll mulch away, and then he goes, okay, go ahead and roll me persuasion at this point, and do it at advantage.
Hell yeah. Okay, it was a 5 and a 16 plus 7, so that is going to be 21, right? 16 plus 7? 23?
23.
23. I can do math.
23?
Yeah.
For you, need to trade. I do these things. 50 for the healing potions each. 500 for superior.
I think we have a deal, my friend. So he's taking the goop from the...
So it's going to be 600 gold, and he's going to take, not the knoll mulch.
Okay.
He doesn't really need a dead guy in a bag.
No problem. I'll give him the water from the plane of salt and the nautiloid goop.
all those sessions saving the garbage.
Everyone makes fun of
It all
Dani for
adds up,
saving the
baby.
goop, and then the goop gets us a
Everyone
supreme
groans
healing potion.
collectively.
So that's 2 regular and 1 supreme.
Yes, the regular reminder do 2d4 plus 2, and the supreme does 10d4 plus 20.
Yeah.
There's a reason it costs a small fortune.
Yeah. It's minimum 30 healing.
Correct. And a reminder, Dani, they're in your inventory. If you're doling them out, dole them out.
Will do.
All right.
I think I'm gonna give I'm thinking I might actually hold on to all of them unless other people don't have healing potions, just because Dani has no way to do healing otherwise.
Dani's errand is done.
I imagine
Calls have
Dani
been
does
made.
stick around. It takes an hour for Dani to run this errand because while she's there and he's distracted, she will fix the stool of his chair and everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a bad screw.
Yeah. It's trivially easy for an artificer.
It's fixed.
But there's a certain
Yeah.
part of the Cyprius
Fantastic.
experience that I think Dani genuinely really likes. So the person just being like, I understand everything about how this guy works and the world in which this person exists, and this is perfect for me. This is my ideal kind of vendor. And it's nice to get back to basics for even just an hour.
Alright. Thank you for the goo. Have a nice day, bean girl.
You too, goo guy. And I'll leave.
That's a nickname.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna.
Little kobold.
All right.
Friendship ended with
we still
Davian.
find
Now
this guy in
Cyprius is my
season
best friend meme.
All right. Dinner is prepared and made. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before you go to sleep?
Wait, you guys don't know
Vhas,
what dinner is?
no fork, just face and plate.
So, for dinner, Finbar and Elise prepared
It's a lot.
grilled Waterdeep cheese sandwiches with Bitopian shepherd's bread, paired with red dragon tomato soup.
Oh,
Wow.
where's what? How does a red dragon make a tomato?
Is it a red dragon kind of tomato? It's a tomato
It's a red
variant?
dragon kind of tomato, yeah.
Okay.
So they're
Okay,
kind of
cool.
like, each soup is actually just one tomato cut up.
Why do red
pulverized.
dragon have tomato in it?
Who knows?
Yeah,
and
if only
as-
you had looted that red dragon that you killed that
Would've-
one time, you would have gotten the
Finally,
tomato.
just try-
The master supply.
He says, it's a little light for dinner. We're trying to cook up enough food for everybody coming tomorrow, but hopefully it's enough.
Yeah, Elise kind of acts like she's put out by the notion that there's a lot of big group coming tomorrow she has to cook for, but secretly
No,
she's
she's
super
excited.
happy to have a
Yeah.
challenge again.
Yeah.
Just the sheer number of people. You know, she works best when she has an insurmountable task going on.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. Is there anything else you guys would like to do before the end of the night? And if not, we're gonna pick up the following morning.
Yeah, I think Dani just spends the time over dinner catching Finbar up in. I imagine the crew is all talking over each other constantly about what they've been up to, and
Yeah.
just the last 3 days of chaos, and the parts that we dwell on are I grew 5 inches shorter, and Virla got 1 inch shorter, and also
Yep.
we got a little
And Delian
dinosaur.
came back.
and
Two
Delian
gods.
was back
Had 4 arms
briefly.
this time.
Yeah. Finbar's just sitting there in the corner with his dad mug.
Some of us are chosen
Big
of the
grin on his
dinosaur
face.
god, and some of us are not. That depends on who you ask.
We
I had to
fought
fight
the
an
law.
odd keg again.
Every once in a while, Finbar stands up and has to stop Vhas from leaving the room.
Davian did what?
Yeah, he lost his
Well, friends,
spelljammer again.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Friends reunited after, at long last, it's been 7 days. Something like that.
Who knows?
Double check.
Just
Not
think about
that
how
long.
many
It's been something
rounds
a
that
week.
is. It's an eternity.
Yeah.
In podcast time, forever.
You guys, there's plenty of spare rooms here at Hira's. And indeed, Hira is happy to see you, as always. Excited by the notion of meeting all these new people.
Well.
I promise I've had Everin working at every possible job, making it amenable to all of these new people. I'm so excited.
A lot of them have been
Everin
to the
just
wedding.
runs
so-
behind, through a doorway. He's carrying, a mop and a bucket of water.
Everyone shoots Dani a dirty look. Dani gives him a thumbs up.
Yep, more or less.
I hope he gets time off.
I don't know that he does.
Vhas feral on all fours.
He sleeps
starts
every
chasing Everin.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks
That's
for
important.
For how long?
hosting everyone.
I try to offer him time off. He never seems to want to take it. He's always insistent. Everyone has a whole, like, here is kind of important, and everyone has a whole, like, doesn't matter. We don't need to get into the motivations of Everin.
No.
Anyway.
It's
Alright,
only
so-
our finale season, and we're halfway through
Yeah.
the 6th episode. I think now is as good a time as any to learn the entire detailed backstory of Everin, a character who has been critical to our journey thus far.
Hira is related to some very important genies in the plane of air, and so it's like very for certain genasi, this is a great honor to work for them. But Everin could not work for any of the normal ones, so Everin ended up working for Hira, and this is still to Everin a great honor. But Hira kind of thinks it's silly because Hira doesn't think Hira's family is that great or important, and there's no reason to be worshipped.
Oh, sure.
So that's Everin is like, I have to be on the job, and Hira is like, you need to take a chill pill. You're making it weird, dude.
The vibes
Honestly,
are off.
I much prefer godlike wealth and power who doesn't see it's a big deal and wants people to treat them like a person much better than person who's just a person who wants people to treat them like they are, a godlike being
Yeah.
of wealth and power.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, everyone, take your long rest.
Oh,
Thank fuck.
Oh man, we got 4 more episodes, guys.
75 hit points.
Enjoy this one.
It's the calm before the storm.
I have to reset 2 character sheets. Okay. Here we go.
And with that, morning comes, and Finbar, if you're prepared,
Yes.
there's someone who needs your help.
All
What
right.
did you guys do with Vhas in the night?
I think whatever room he's in, like a chair wedged under the outer door.
Was there a window?
Oh, yeah.
No, you're in a
Any-
demi-plane. There's no outdoors.
There's a lot of
Oh.
us here. I feel like we could have taken shifts to just keep an eye on it. We'll sit down, taking out of the window. You can see one of the street performances of Two Lost in Sigil.
Demi-plane without
Still a
windows.
demi-plane.
Still a demi-plane, no windows.
Yep.
Shadow puppets. Then I don't know. We could take shifts watching him.
There's actually
By the
rules
way,
about
first thing in the
demi-planes
morning, I
in
imagine we're
Sigil.
all
I forget what they are,
in
but-
front of the door. As Finbar moves the chair, unprops it, and they just find it's just chaos. It's just everything strewn all over the place, and then sleeping like a cat, and just contorted is just Vhas in the middle of the room.
That's
It's just a
unbelievably
mess
adorable.
of pale, gangly legs and arms.
Yep.
It's freaky.
Yep.
All right, everyone. I assume everyone is present for this. And Finbar, I'm gonna go ahead and ask, how do you cast Greater Restoration?
He has Leyland in his hand. I don't know. Is there a material component to this? I think there might be. Hold up.
That's a good question. I feel like the answer is yes.
we could have done an errand for that last night.
Yeah, Finbar would have known that he needed this. So
Yeah. Hold up. Diamond dust worth at least 100 gold, which he has, which the spell consumes. Okay. Yeah. So he's like, all right. I don't know. Wow.
Wrong
Jeez.
accent, wrong accent.
What the fuck?
what was that?
Okay.
That was like you
Oh,
aimed for
man.
Australia,
Time out,
California,
time out.
shot.
Okay, time
You
out.
landed in California for full surfer, bro.
This is
Okay.
Voskar.
Dude, I don't know
He's
about
Wally's
that.
third character.
Yeah. I went full Vospar. Exactly. Yeah. Oh man. All right, y'all.
Vos comes back, bodacious.
Radical,
Oh, bro,
dude.
that's gnarly.
Oh my god, it's happening. Ninja Turtles. Finally.
Oh man, that
Cowabunga.
was so bogus.
Can y'all wake him up? I don't know. We gotta
Gonna
be
get
up
shell
awake for
shocked,
this.
bro. Cowabunga.
It'd be,
All right, Vos.
Nice
Sorry,
for-
Finbar. How do you cast this?
it'd be nice for a confirmation that it works if you were awake.
Right. All right. Here we go. He kind of holds Voss's head in his hands, and touches his forehead to his. Says, "I know you're in there. Let's see if we can get you back out." And it sort of stars ping in and around him as they surround me and Voss. and you see sort of the magic holding the feeble mind to him starts pulling out of his body while the stars enter inside him. He glows. Finbar takes a step back and waits to see if the spell has taken full effect.
There's a beat, another one, a third, and then slowly, not all at once suddenly, but as the stars fill his mind, like, a cup being filled, just one drop at a time, you start to see the person behind the eyes, right? They've been kind of empty this whole time, start to come back into focus as, like, the eyes focus and blank personality, or a blank face devoid of personality begins to take on just subtle little traces of understanding what's going on. And Vhas, the strangest sensation comes over you, like looking back on a memory where you were delirious, like almost half asleep, but it wasn't that you were tired, it's just that the whole world stopped making sense, like everything was dream logic almost. With hindsight, that wasn't true, it was exactly as it should have been, but Vhas, it's only dawning on you now, like how bizarre and uncomfortable that whole experience was, and you see everyone standing in front of you. You are no longer feeble-minded.
How you doing there, buddy?
Kind of just stands there, almost embarrassed, a little bit. He says, "Well, I'm forgetting how to just do it. The accent. It's just this is what happens when you play two different people."
All right.
All right.
Rise oblige.
G'day, mate.
What's everybody standing around for?
Triple.
Oh, I think we have mind flayers to kill, and he looks around the room. So I need to clean up and take a shower.
Yeah, we're all
did
still a little bit goopy, a little bit
do
roomy.
all those things, did I? Sorry about biting the arm.
It's okay. I can't even feel it. It's all right.
All right.
How did it taste? I've always wondered.
Like energy,
Yeah, that does make sense in hindsight.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we save the planescape and then you guys can bite all of the astral arms you want, huh? Do you promise?
All right, boss. Yeah. Just give me a moment here. I need to make sure I'm all here. Make sure all of it's.
Take your
Usually
time.
any kind
I
of-
think we're waiting on some folks we put feelers out to meet us here, so...
Actually, yeah, how many of us got eaten yesterday? We should probably shower too.
Yeah, everyone could probably do with a good wash. Kyana and Virla. Kyana almost the second time.
Yeah.
Finbar puts his arm, pats Dani's back. He says, "All right, Captain. I gotta go help Honeybee finish with the food. I'll catch y'all later." And he leaves.
Thank you.
Thank you, Finbar.
Thanks, Finbar.
And if you
Finbar gets
could,
another hug.
omelets would be great.
Omelets we could do. Omelets. Actually, we might not have eggs. Hold up. I gotta run on the market real quick.
It's a closed loop, gang. Ouroboros eating its own tail. It all comes back to omelets.
Oh, you see, as Finbar heads towards the front door, he talks to Everin, whispers something in his ear. He wild shapes into the stag, and he prances out the front door.
Aww.
You guys are like, man, to be back in an exciting city, finally. Fantastic. So everyone gets cleaned up, Vhas and company. Breakfast is made and had, and when you are all done, have prepared yourself for the day, fixed the feeble mind, gotten yourselves settled, you enter into the grand hall, where indeed there is a small crowd gathered here waiting just for you. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break, and we will pick up after the break with a whole cacophony of NPCs that I can't wait to play all of them simultaneously.
Have fun doing like
We'll see y'all in a
20
minute.
voices.
Rolling with difficulty. Rolling with difficulty.
And welcome back. When last we left our heroes, there was more than just our heroes. You enter into the now familiar Grand Hall of the Connoisseur and see many faces, most familiar, some new to you. Among the crowd, Davian, Athos have returned. Each of them standing with their own little group. You see Davian has, there is a familiar two-headed mechanite standing nearby.
Hell yeah.
Who, a little bit upgraded. Both heads present at once. The body like bigger, buffer. Haven't quite solved the separating the two, but have definitely solved the only one can be in control at a time. You see Vhas and 11 both. He's also standing with just there's like this other tiefling there who's kind of this like fucked up looking dude. Like he's got like a big ass scar that like totally like takes a big chunk out of his cheek. One of the horns snapped off at the end. Hair very unkempt, just like fucked up looking dude in heavy armor, carrying a bunch of weapons. You see Athos is there. Next to him there's he's got a centaur that's next to him. He's standing with as well this hobgoblin. So if you don't know, hobgoblin full human size but goblin features, red skin though, who is wearing very like beat up and like rugged kind of looking leathers, but has a platinum seal on the chest in the like leather armor shaped like a unicorn, and is standing next to as well this like elf, just this like really pale elf. She's got a staff and she's got this like black cloak of like little stars draped over her shoulders. You see as well in the crowd there are a bunch of the monks here from the monastery, and Ione is with them. Ione has brought them. You see Love has arrived. Apparently a call got out. And you see Love is here from the Feywild. Delphine is here, kind of standing over everyone. You see Eden has made it and is standing in the crowd. There is who else? Oh, you see a familiar dragonborn who you haven't spoken to in a long time, standing next to a large, muscular woman, red ties around her wrists and ankles. Zephyrus and Hedda are both here.
Hell yeah.
They've also heard some stuff. And standing kind of near the front of... I'm going to say, I hope I didn't miss anyone. Let's see. Any Athos. Hans has made it. As promised. Vhas and 11. And you see standing kind of like in the front waiting you guys, a half elf. You see Catriona is standing there, having apparently picked up on some of the rumors as well.
Excellent.
There's just a myriad of people here milling about, and as you guys enter, like everyone kind of like quiets down and looks up at you guys, since you are the ones who called them all here.
Any sign of... I forget if you mentioned Cressida, Caleb, Sierra, and if health freezes over, Maxim.
So, excellent point. Thank you for bringing it up. Caleb and Sierra are here. Cressida is not present.
The last time that happened, it was bad.
You did give a job to
this
Cressida.
Is probably okay.
You did give a job to Cressida. You were like, go look for Dexter. So, presumably. Cool. So, yes, those two are here. Maxim is not present, but... you know. So it goes. Alright.
Hello.
Anything else? Yeah.
That's
Okay. You guys enter. They all look over at you, and here's the Praspera. What would you like to do?
You're probably all wondering why we've gathered you here at such short notice.
I elbow Dani.
That is true.
She's the cat.
I don't know if any of you have noticed, but the last couple weeks have come with some unusual events for us, the people who live in this planescape. Some of you are intimately familiar with the foe that we're facing. Some of you probably just heard about it yesterday. No matter which camp you fall into, we, the crew of the Aspera, are happy to have you with us in this fight. There's plans to be made and details to work out, but at the end of the day, we're all the idiots who live in this planescape. And we're all the idiots who are gonna save it from these mind flayers. I got a lot of faith in this group. So, yeah, let's get some food in everyone and get to planning. how we're gonna be the legends of the Astral Sea or whatever.
I could really use some work, honestly. Legends of the Astral Sea, not your strongest bitch.
Alright, did I ask you, did you give a goddamn big speech? Because I'm the one up here who's gonna get there. And Dani starts walking off, grumbling.
Finbar kind of gives her
Ready to throw hands.
like a little clap, and he turns his face in the kitchen and motions at least. All right, let's get the food out here. And they start
All right.
the food out.
You guys all sit around a big table. Everyone is like running around pulling chairs out for people
Big
so everyone
battle
can
map.
sit. Everyone just starts
Little
taking
minifigures.
seats. Food is served, and I suppose you guys are going to discuss basically. I assume that a large part of this is going to be an info dump into the NPCs on
Yeah.
what is happening and their side of it, which I assume you guys are telling them that they need to be worried about the coming armies while you guys are dealing with the main threat. Is that, am I assuming correctly?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's...
Yeah, that
We're
sounds about
gonna
right.
be going for... If this is Beholder, it's got all those little eye stalks coming off of it, but there's the big eyeball in the middle. We need you guys to be taking care of all the little eye stalks swarming around while we head straight into the Beholder's eye, as it were.
Good analogy, actually.
That's a perfect metaphor. I could not think of a better one myself.
I'm very good at my job!
You see how, oh my goodness, I can't even keep track. Which one's the warlord? It was Vhas, right?
Vhas, yeah.
Vhas, yeah.
Vhas.
Eleven is very
Yeah,
chill.
Vhas-
We like him.
Vhas pops up, he says, "So why do we not simply take the fight to them and kill them all where they sleep? This seems
a
the most
good one.
direct solution."
For one, their location at present is not known, although that is being dealt with as we speak. However, why don't we just go there?
Second we
We
find
don't know
out
where
we
there
go.
is.
They've been in motion for a while, and we've been on the back foot trying to figure out their plans. This is the first time we're really in a position where we can take the fight to them, as it were. And it just happens to unfortunately be the time that, well, we have to take the fight to them whether we want to or not.
Also, I'm not sure if mind flayers sleep, so we might not be able to kill them in their sleep anyway. Just details.
Sure.
They do sleep.
They can sense your
do?
mind when you're coming, so it is sort of a... You can't really sneak up on them too easily.
You see Hedda, like, kind of smiles and leans in. She says, "Then we get to wait for them to come to us."
That do.
That might be
Yeah,
bad.
Kiana's the only
We
one who
might-
knows this person.
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah, you guys, she's just huge jacked woman. She's got long dark hair, and she's wearing very plain robes, and she's got red cord wrapped around her wrists and ankles. So,
She taught me how to get mad productively.
Alright, good enough for me.
Right. All right.
We're not really in a position to be vetting our army at this point.
You guys, what is our plan?
boss, if I may. Like, all right. The way I see it is, we need teams, right? If we're going to fight this, we need teams. Assigned people who work great together, can survive a couple fights, get down some of them squids. We have got our own team right here, captain, and ship. We're going to be doing our own little thing. We're going for the eye. That's our plan. However, everyone else here, we need coordinated teams that can fight back waves and or go straight for whatever ship they're bringing to whatever respective plane that some of you might end up defending. So, first things first, everyone here needs to make some friends. And everybody needs to know what everybody else is capable of so that when the fight's happening, we're not tripping over each other. Isn't that right, Phelan?
you hear
Yes.
you hear Ione somewhat uncharacteristically pipes up. She starts talking loud and then like sort of catches herself, but she's already in the sentence and needs to continue. She says, "We have," like stands up, looks around. I mean, the monks looks around. The monks are by far the bulk of all the human monks who have joined you are by far the bulk of who's here. So she says, "The monks, every one of us is prepared to go up against this threat. We know it very well. We could easily put a few of us on each group wherever it goes. Give it a little bit of manpower and a little bit of expertise to the situation, but we don't know where we're going. We'll need guides to each world. And you see some people start to like volunteer and offer. Hedda offers to go to Bitopia. That's where she's from. Vhas, your Vhas. Vice naturally is like, send me back to hell. That's where I do my best work. Hans is obviously going to go back to Mount Celestia. A lot of them start to offer the places they know. A lot of them are flexible. Davian is very flexible. The Centaur Chiron is going to head back to the Beastlands. Athos may go with him. He's also very flexible. But there's also, they start hearing like talk. Delphine brings up and just kind of like waves her arm. She's so big, she kind of just like takes up a strange amount of space at the table, kind of waves her arm and says, I do feel perhaps though that we should consider that they are still in limited number and all the planes are quite large. Even if we send one group to each one, where it will happen is still unclear. We will need to consider that a little more carefully before she gets cut off. As you guys hear the doors swing open. Yet unarrived, you see some Githzerai, Enoch at the head, Dehelna next to him.
Hey.
Dehelna is the head of the Rakma that you've met before. There's a handful of other Githzerai, and you hear Enoch say, "A robust." But did I say Githzerai? Did I say the right one? There's a bunch of Githzerai here, and you hear Enoch say, "Our most sincere apologies for being late, but I do think that perhaps our gift may appease you in this way." He moves to the side, and you see that there's a bunch of them carrying restrained, beat up Mind Flayer that they are just dragging across the ground.
Me, dude.
Getting them on the case early enough, they had enough time to go and like get one.
I got to do this little Aragorn double doors moment. This is great.
How many in total?
There are 10 Githzerai, and they're carrying one Mind Flayer.
Well.
Okay.
I think our answer to how to narrow the search a bit just walked right in. Is the Mind Flayer conscious? Have they talked
It is,
to
yes. You see, it's like weird beady eyes, like blinking, like yellow sunken eyes, like blinking back and forth between everyone. They bring it over, and two of the monks like hold it up. Enoch comes over, nods to each one of you that he knows, and then says to the group at large, "We received word from the monastery after Ione's return that we were to return. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, we were already in the middle of an attack on a nautiloid that we had discovered deep within Pandemonium. We have killed as many as we could. The ship did escape, but we also escaped with one of its crew." He kind of lowers his voice. "It is not cooperative, as you might imagine. Normally, we do not interrogate them. It only gives an opportunity for them to lash out and kill one of our own. But we understood that the stakes were somewhat raised here, and so if anyone would like to try their luck, it has been most uncooperative with us. But we thought that perhaps there would be more skilled among you here."
If I knew that we were interrogating someone, I would have prepared Zone of Truth, but alas. I kind of look to the other spellcasters expectantly, like, one of you guys gotta.
I have
please.
my own version of Zone of Truth, although it's a little bit more intimidation based.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I might be of some help here. Terrible German accent. We're gonna drop it entirely.
Hans,
if I might be
Hans.
of some help here, says Hans. He does have Zone of Truth prepared, and thus can perhaps make this a little bit easier. All right.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure the Mind Flayer will appreciate not being killed and brought back for the purposes of an interrogation.
So who's taking the lead
We
on the
don't have to
interrogation?
be that harsh. We just have to be a little. He just needs to know the stakes for him.
Everard, could you
It.
grant us a room, please, so that we may question our new guest in private?
Most certainly. You are led. Everyone else is kind of like, okay, I guess we'll wait here. And who among you is
They can
going to
plan
accompany
among
Hans?
themselves.
Enoch. Chat, talk to each other, figure out your strengths and weaknesses, just...
Network.
Yeah.
Do a little icebreaker. Everyone say a rose and a thorn from your trip here, and I'll go with Hans.
There's plenty of
interrogate this
food.
mind player.
You hear Catriona goes, so what are each of your titles, if I could just write those down? You guys are taken to a separate room. Enoch accompanies you, DeHelma accompanies you, Hans accompanies you, and then is the main U4 as well. Taken to a spare bedroom, bed pushed to the side, chair brought in, and a bizarre sight to see. You've never really seen a mind flayer you've seen them dead, but to see one prostrate like this, its arms are bound behind it, but also all of its tentacles are bound and kind of shackled. It's keeping the head from lifting up because it has the beak underneath the tentacles. So there's there's a belt kind of situation that's holding the whole thing together. And Hans kind of rubs his hands together, says, you might feel a small tingle when you're ready. And he casts Zone of Truth. I actually guess I should bring up the mind flare or whatever.
I turn to Vhas. I think out of all of us, you might be the one most qualified to elicit a response from them.
Well, I'll be. It would bring me great pleasure and the honor. And he pulls his sword out. All right, time for some interrogation tactics. He's also going to cast
cross arm behind him. You look as scary as possible.
He's also going to cast enhanceability on himself and Dani.
Hell yeah.
I will cast protection from evil and
Violence
good
is
on
a mean
Vhas.
of interrogation, bros. High five.
We've got 3 bad cops in this room.
Oops, all bad cops.
Yeah. Entire precinct composed of loose cannons.
All right, we're gonna roll. He gets a +3. Is a charisma save. Now I will let you guys know that if he fails this, he'll be unable to lie or speak a deliberate mistruth. But getting information is still going to require negotiation, tactics, and interrogation. So,
Right.
with that being said, on 5 and an 8, so that's definitely gonna fail. Even at advantage. Thank good. You see Hans lets out a breath. He goes, it's always so awkward if you have to cast it again. And backs up to let you guys take over. Having failed, the creature gives a little shudder through its non-bony body, and I'll turn it over to you.
I cast protection from evil and good on Vhas. He cannot be
Okay.
charmed, frightened, or possessed by aberrations, which I think mind flayers are.
Correct.
And if the mind flayer were to attack Vhas, it would have disadvantage.
Okay.
As I'm casting it, I'll say locations of attack, timeline, size, all would be useful. The mind flayer is truthful but not willing. However, you have a tendency to get under people's skin. So, let's use your talent at work.
All right, mate. I need you to look at 2 people right here. It's me and the captain. Everything you say in the next hour or so determines how nicely I'll treat you after this is all done. Because, you see, I've died a fair number of times, and each time I've come back, my hatred for squids has only gotten worse and worse. So, I can do the same thing to you. Every time you die, I can bring you back, subject you to the same level of torture, and kill you once again. I should not be happy. We don't have to go there, mate. All we're asking for is information. And if you'd like a demonstration of whether or not I can do what I say I can do, that can also be arranged. So, let's start with something simple. Do you know where the Dreadnought is?
Go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
Okay. Advantage. 2d20. Good start. A 21.
Okay. You ask, do you know where the dreadnought is? And it answers truthfully, no. But there is the sense, anyone can make an insight check if they'd like.
Yes, please.
I'll make one.
Sure.
Yeah. Kyana, go for it.
Ooh.
You know what? I would like to pop out my mask, which will give me advantage on insight and intimidation checks, which feels like it will be useful.
Yeah.
I got a 22
I
on the
did
insight
go for
check.
it.
12.
27.
Jeez.
27? Yeah, so he says no, but there's more to it. Like, continue on the line of questioning. He doesn't know where it is, but, like, he says just a no, because if he kept talking and had to tell the truth, he might reveal more.
All right. You know how this goes,
Like,
mate.
you kind of got him, but you asked the wrong question, so to speak.
But you know where it's going, don't you?
Yes.
Need more words than that, mate.
Nice one, Captain.
We launch our attack from the abyss.
All right.
I guess I should say, I would say, to be clear in intention here, I would say,
The dreadnought will launch from the abyss.
We knew that.
And the
All
rest
right.
of the fleet.
It's safe to assume that the dreadnought is going to be the one that's going to try and break the barrier.
makes sense. You say the rest of the fleet, it says,
Everywhere that we might harvest the cattle.
So I'm going to guess most planes of existence then.
Yes. They are already ready. Waiting. You are too late now.
All right then. How are they hiding? Right, they're big planes, and I'm sure a mere scour of every inch of them planes would take a while. But there must be some trick behind hiding these ships all over the place. There's no way nobody hasn't noticed.
Remaining hidden is our specialty. It is what we have done since the filth drove us to the shadows, and it is from those shadows we now emerge. You will never find us in time.
So the Underdark?
Dani will reach into her bag of holding and pull out the vial of the Mind Flayer bomb goop and, like, squat down in front of the Mind Flayer with the vial in her hand. Like we weren't in time to find this. I'd reconsider.
roll an intimidation. Roll intimidation with advantage.
She already has it.
Do it.
All right, that is intimidation. I'm not as good as intimidation as I should have put points into intimidation instead of persuasion. I don't know. I do that. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. I mean, that's what the intimidation is for. Yeah, you freak it out. It sees. It takes like a couple seconds for it to piece together. And then it narrows its little yellow eyes and says,
You.
What did
Sorry,
it
can you
say?
repeat that? I didn't hear.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
repeat
it
that.
just
Cut
says
out.
you. Like, it realizes who you are and, like, the weight of what's going on now. It has not just been randomly kidnapped and brought to you. Like, it's like, oh, God, this is the one who's fucked it up.
Yeah.
Oh no, the only person who can defeat us.
It's
All right,
us.
Mate, you finally got it. All right. Can I kill him? Can I just lop his head off?
We
No.
need the locations, unless you want to make educated guesses.
No, I'll bring him back. Takes.
If you want. If you think that it'll help.
He brings out the diamond dust.
Is shadows being literal?
Shadows might be literal, yeah.
I think she's asking the Mind Flayer.
I'd say with your insight, like, he's being a little poetic, but he basically means you're like, why haven't we found any? And the answer is, like, these planes are infinite. Like, people aren't everywhere, and some of them clearly have been found. Like, Ione found one, and the Githzerai have found one, that really good at looking for them. But like, why haven't they been found? It's a needle in the haystack situation, you know. Even though there's like probably a dozen needles out there, it's still a whole ass haystack.
Which is why we need locations so that we don't have to.
All right,
go
let's
on a
start.
quest.
Well,
The thing
you've
is,
got 2 successful intimidation checks at this point, but you'll need so you've sufficiently scared it into believing that you've got what you're not bluffing, right? But the question is, what are you gonna do to convince it to betray this is a hive individual? What are you gonna say to convince it to betray the rest of its colony that it's been separated from, that you guys explicitly are going to kill? What are you going to say to sell this thing to get this thing to sell out? So far it's told you things that you mostly knew. It's given you a little details, but mostly it's told you things that it doesn't think can affect the plan, other than the abyss, which you already knew. It's only told you things that it thinks are.
Let me try something
blustering, like are intimidating.
Can I try something different?
Oh, I wanted to try something different too.
I have something also related.
Let's. Kyana hasn't really acted much in this interrogation so far. So
let's real quick, and he kind of Vhas pulls everybody to the corner of the room. All right, 4 different plans. What were you thinking?
I just have a continuation of my squatting in front of it routine, but I think I got a pretty solid angle for it.
Right, okay.
No, yeah, same deal.
I was going to offer it a new lease on life.
This is close to my thing. Adjacent. It's
Their species are self-preservative.
yeah.
Right.
They're
It sees itself as a part of a collective, and it's not really its own individual.
I think we could play the idea of the longer you're alive, the better chance you have to stop us. So you might as well do what you can to.
I had the idea of the mind flayers they have a knack for self-preservation. This mind flayer is going along with the plan because he believes that the Dreadnought's plan will win. But we could sow doubt in that, because it is not a mind flayer who is helming this expedition and this research.
Speaking honestly, is there anything it can tell us that will make us not kill it here?
No.
That's gonna give you're gonna have to pretty bluff your way through if at the end of the day it's going to die. If it knows that it's going to die, right?
I don't want to convince it that we're not going to kill it. Yeah.
You don't have to bring the topic up.
I would consider that angle, right?
What
does a zone of truth apply to all of us?
No, I assume that you just had Hans cast it just on that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know
Unless
that
you
was how
want-
it worked. I thought it was AoE. Cool.
It's an AoE,
like
but
this,
like
no
he
problem,
can
yeah.
just like how you guys drop a fireball behind a creature so it doesn't hit the people on one side.
Cute.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing.
What if we said it doesn't have to be a mind flayer? What if
I was thinking something similar.
what if you can just be your own person? After all of this is done, right? You don't have to die. You don't have to follow the commands of the hive. What if you got a chance to live your life the way you wanted to and experience the planescape not as a monster that everybody sees, but as a person just trying to be their own person?
I mean, it's a good angle, but I do feel like perhaps in this huddle in the corner, we're sort of losing momentum. I think maybe we need to just get back to the actual
I
interrogating.
think we're sidebarring out of not, like, this isn't an
All right.
in-character conversation
Back
at this point.
to all right. Back to
Do what you
back
think is
to-
best.
All right, mates. He sits down in front of the mind flayer again. Perhaps there's 2 ways this conversation ends, right? We get the information we need. We hunt down every single last one of yous. We stop your plans, and you're left with nothing. That's how this ends. But, or we could take another course of action. He puts his sword down. You've created monsters, us, the Gith. You various mutations across the planescape. For what? Why do you think this is important? Not what you've been told, but you, mate. Do you even have a name?
I have a name. Why is it important? Because you are filth. You sheep were put here to be sheared.
And yet, you're the one bound right now. What does that make you?
A sacrifice for the higher purpose.
I would like to mind link with the Mind Flayer and give it the sensation I had the first time I entered the Astral Sea, and I was just floating in this timeless moment of absolute peace and feeling like I belonged for the very first time.
Can you impart feelings like that? How does you're using your Kalistar?
Technically, the mind link is only for talking. However,
all right. I would like for you to. So you mind link, easy enough. I'd like for you to roll me a charisma check, and I think that this is just a raw charisma.
cool.
Let
I
me
do
see
have
if you can
advantage
use
on
your-
those because of my sword.
That's saving throws, I believe.
Are you sure?
This is just a check.
Never mind. Well, it's
Yeah, it
probably not
prevents you
gonna
from
be
getting,
great.
like, magically attacked, but it doesn't necessarily make you...
If this is an intimidation, I do have advantage on them right now because of the mask, but, whatever.
You're not just scaring them. If you wanted to scare them, that'd be one thing, but this is a
I
specific...
kind of want to give it an existential
strange-
crisis. Does that count?
Okay.
I feel like these guys have never in their life experienced the kind of thing I wanted to understand in this moment. This whole, because I was in that system. I was in it for years and years and years, and it was exhausting. And then I had this moment when I was out of it, and it was the only thing I've realized I'd ever wanted.
I think that it's not just intimidation. You're trying to specifically do something here. This empathic thing that you're doing is not a normal thing you can normally do. So it's not intimidation. This is just a check to see if you can modify your ability. So go ahead and roll that charisma.
All right. Single flat roll with a +1. I rolled a 17.
17. Yeah, it's hard to get across. It's a good thread. I will say that. There's a good thread there, trying to implant emotion into this thing that you've experienced, but that's just beyond your Kalistar abilities to be able to, make someone feel a certain way. Perhaps with words you could do it, but as you mind link, you can really only, convey the facts of it happening. There's none of the emotion behind your emergence into the Astral Sea beyond what could be literally spoken and explained, It's you can't bring it to that moment and make it feel that thing you felt.
Okay. Then instead I will basically tell it what I just told you to explain what I was trying to do with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
I
reset.
appreciate the
I'm
attempt. It's
real
very cool.
sleepy. It's been 3 days of nonstop work. The RP brain is not on today, but I can try.
We get it, folks. We get it. All right. So, you instead basically say what you just said, explaining your position within a hierarchy of power that was using you, and the ecstasy, not just at being removed from it, but from being removed and found that you fit far more cleanly into another space, one of your own choosing and design, rather than the space that they had made for you. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is an alien mind, and trying to
It's another
imbue it
flat
with human
+1.
thoughts is a good
And I
strategy,
rolled
but a
an
difficult
8, so
strategy.
9. All right, good cop has
Yeah.
failed. Go kill
It gives out a little hiss as you explain that to it. It is as of yet uninterested in the notion of finding its own place. And why would it be when it to come to the realization that everything it has done is, to come to that realization would be to come to the realization that everything it's done up until this point is wrong, and the extent to that even a human mind would go to avoid that realization that they've been wrong this whole time is tremendous, let alone this alien mind that does not really think in the same way we do. It's like trying to explain the sense of individuality to an ant, you know, in some ways. A very intelligent ant, but an ant.
You know, you strike me as a smart one. I like to consider myself pretty clever, but people like you and me, we know that sometimes it's important to fit into a role. Every second that you've been here talking to us is another second that we haven't been out there finding your ships. I mean, I'm just a humble sheep, but it seems to me like the strategy would be to keep talking. Tell us something we want to hear. We're gonna find you eventually either way, but this seems like your last chance to continue to delay the inevitable. I'll be palming the goop from the bomb the whole time in my hand, just like the vial, doing like the roll a coin up and down your hand with the vial of goop.
Yeah. Flipping it back and forth. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check on that.
Okay. Not amazing. That's a 14, but I'm going to use a flash of genius to bring it up to a 19.
It kind of leans forward a little. Enoch kind of like steps in, but it's clear it can't really escape from where you have it. Just the anxiety, the whole situation. This whole thing is very tense. It's not a thing that Githzerai ever really do. Certainly not a thing Gith Yankee ever do, Vhas. Like you have never waited long enough for an ill to get a word out before you guys slaughtered it. So as you explain the sentiment that should keep talking, it says,
You clearly do not think me very smart if you think I will simply divulge the information on the hope that you listening will keep you here. The plan is in motion. You mean to destroy us. I see it in you. You do not lie, as I cannot. What purpose would I have to reveal it now, to only delay you moments when our victory is nearly at hand?
All right, mate, then.
Don't you?
What'd you say, Virla?
I mean, he has a good point. This is basically, we already know where the Dreadnought is.
Right.
And if we go there and destroy it, then we're basically going to be done. And our friends can take care of whatever fleets they pull out of nowhere in the rest of the Planescape. We have no reason to not just kill him right now and leave. Who's with me?
Except that's what he wants, mate.
So, we can do one last nice thing for him. Can I please roll an intimidation check at advantage for the love of God?
Roll an intimidation check at advantage. And Virla, what did you say? I believe you said something before.
I asked him, you really believe that this plan would work? You truly do believe it, don't you?
Fuck's sake. All right.
Of course.
I'm out.
Of course, it is our time. It is foretold.
What were the names of the people that were, like, in charge? There was, like, the head viscerator or something like that, and then...
Vivisector.
Yeah.
It was
I'll
Vivisector
get that for
something.
you.
Vivisector. Yeah. I only need their titles. I don't need their full names, I guess.
There is Progenitor Surdoyum, and there is Vivisector Cordziros.
Foretold by who?
The Progenitor is the big one. The Vivisector is the one that makes all the monsters.
Foretold by who? Your progenitor? The Vivisector, even? You know, they seem very confident, and you seem very set on believing them. I've admired your kind, your self-preservation, but it does seem unlikely to put all of your stock on one horse, so to speak. I don't even know if that's the right saying. Do you know who they conspire with? The one who they rely on to carry out their actions, their plan. It's not one of you.
They rely upon no one. Their intellect is divine. Their knowledge supreme. Blasphemy.
Oh, Virla, it sounds like they don't know about, haven't been sharing news of their new co-conspirator, have they?
It looks like your leadership has lied to you, mate.
Follow the
Someone's out
logic,
loop.
Mind Flayer. If the power has already been within you all along to escape this planescape, why haven't you done so already? Why do you spend all of these years, all these eons, hiding under the ground when you could have left already? No. Someone else gave them that information. Someone else who is also very concerned with self-preservation. Someone who has betrayed once, and has betrayed twice, and will not be concerning himself with, and who isn't afraid to betray a third time. How do you know if he's not trying to get rid of you, same as we are? His subterfuge might be your undoing. But if you wanted to secure your place here, make sure that the sheep that you have already cultivated are there while you try to fly to other undiscovered countries. Be my guest, I suppose. But know
Make
this.
an intimidation check at advantage.
Just know this. Your plan hinges on someone who isn't you.
Speaking not to its self-preservation, but to its xenophobia.
12.
I would like to use a flash of genius to boost Vhas' score.
Okay. What does that make it?
Add 5.
It's +5, right?
Yes, yeah, 17.
5, so
17.
17. All right.
Can I give him a bardic inspiration as well?
I'll allow it while he's making this speech. I think
Yeah.
that it's clear that he has an action that's intended, so...
Oh, Vhas started
go ahead
monologuing.
and
Everyone
roll
give him all your
a,
boosts.
Yep.
What is it,
Everyone,
D8,
yeah.
D10?
Everyone's casting guidance on him. I believe it's a D8 from Vhas at
It's a
this
D8,
point
yeah.
because of his
All right.
bard
It
level.
is D8, yes.
Alright, so what is that? 17 plus
It's D8.
1. Alright, 18.
Death by 1,000 cuts, bud. Every little bit
I
counts.
am going to... The other ones I did not roll because convincing it on its own life to betray its kin is a difficult thing. You can get certain things out of it, but you're not going to get it to break. On this, I'm going to roll a willpower check, basically. It rolls with +3. So we're going to roll 1d20 and add 3. Here we go. What'd you say the total was? An 18?
18.
He needs to roll a 14 or lower. It's a 13.
Nice.
Got it.
You speak to its xenophobia, and you see its like eyes kind of start like moving back and forth a little faster. It's a small detail, but to Kyana, it's huge. The small change in demeanor is huge. It says nothing, but suddenly what has been a standoff is now there's an advance. There's an opening to move in and advance. It's on the back foot. And yeah, even though it's a small change in demeanor, this like Kyana, you immediately sense this.
Does he say anything? Or
No, he's like, to you guys, it seems like he's just being like stoic and refusing to answer. To Kyana, it seems like he's kind of at a loss for words.
I'm gonna mind link with Virla and be like, you got him. He's really freaking out.
you
Hell yeah.
you really are faithful, and I do admire loyalty. You say that you won't betray them, but look, they've already betrayed you. Look at the amalgamations that the vivisector creates, dependent on other races, other species in order to carry out its orders. Very unlike you, huh? It seems. They've already betrayed you.
Kiana's
Run
gonna
while
raise her hand and be like, they made something like me, something like him. They keep making things like us.
And we keep
Run
being
while
a
you
pain
still
in your
can.
ass.
Run while you still can. Reap the rewards that you've spent so long harvesting in this planescape. And in order to do that, you will tell us what we need.
You go ahead. Have I ever done this before? I would like you guys to make a group intimidation check. I'm going to write
Jesus.
down the DC, and I'd like everyone to roll me an intimidation. We're going to add them all up and see collectively what you guys achieve.
Cool.
That's very funny.
Danny,
All
you
right.
have advantage because of
Hell yeah.
I cast
Straight
it.
roll or
My scary face gives me advantage as well, but I only have a +1, so it kind of
I
balances out.
cast it.
Shit. Oh, fuck. One of them's a
Enhanceability.
natural 20. Yeah, so 21 for me, but it's a natural 20.
Okay, 21.
Also a natural 20 with the advantage, and I have a +2, so it's a 22 total.
Okay.
I rolled a 19. plus 14,
We're so scary.
which is 33.
Jesus, Vhas.
Jesus Christ.
And Virlo,
Why is
please tell me you
anyone
rolled a
but Vhas been
negative.
talking?
God damn it, Mistra. Please let me fucking measure up with these other 3.
Come on, mister, it's karmic.
5.
Well, we're the proof. He's the words, but like we're the physical
Yeah,
proof.
we just need to stand behind you looking
It's
intimidating.
one guy giving
Fair
like
enough.
a Shakespearean monologue, and then just like 3 looming shadows behind him with little knives.
I feel like
You
Virlo
call
would
that
kill
a knife?
Iago.
That's not a knife.
All right. So I set this at a collective DC of 72, and you guys collectively rolled 81.
Okay. Oof.
Thank you, 5.
You guys watch as something in this small alien mind breaks, and it comes back at you, Virla, on your offer. It says,
If I reveal the target locations, I save 1 for myself. 1 is not known. 1 I return to. 1 ship yet lives through this. Promise me that.
We pick the plane.
I don't know.
it considers. Make a persuasion check. You know what? No, that was pretty successful. No, you're okay. You're okay.
Okay.
Honestly, at a certain point, you have to stop just rolling dice for everything.
Yeah.
You guys have succeeded at breaking this thing. It will take. It says,
I, Kusulavath, the harvester in the sin, give my word. If you give yours,
Verla, Magistrate of Mistra, agrees to your terms.
okay. What plane?
It'd be a bit cruel to say Pandemonium, huh? He came from there.
Well, the ship
Actually,
did get away.
Fair enough. I'm so nice. I'll let you keep the one that ran away. Pandemonium shall be your staging ground for future attacks. Everything else is ours.
Okay. Gonna cross off Pandemonium.
We can actually just send him right
Very
back there with the
well.
Amulet of the Plains, too, so that works out really well.
All right, mate.
guess
So
there's
much for being
Downtime.
a sacrificial lamb.
It is going to divulge the locations. For sake of bookkeeping, there are a bunch. Most planes have one, but of note, attack locations include on Bitopia, Yeoman, which you've been to. Include in, I believe this one is in Mount Celestia, the Bronze Citadel. That one actually might be, jeez. You know, I write down these locations as, Bronze Citadel's in Avernus, excuse me. That is where the devils stage their attacks on the Blood War. The Bronze Citadel in Avernus in Baator, the Nine Hells. The City of Brass. And its counterpart in the City of Air, the Citadel of Ice and Steel.
That sounds really
There
cool.
is one that seeks to sweep over the Great Tree of Ovandor, which is the first layer of Arborea. And there is one that seeks to attack one of the only residences in Mount Celestia, which is Heart's Faith. It's a small trading post which you have sailed past. Sigil is not meant to be attacked. And
They don't want to fuck with the Lady of Pain either.
it seems like they perhaps, yeah.
That's smart.
Whether they
Mind
know it or
flayers
not.
get sent to the pain maze, and they're like, our beautiful plan ruined.
Fantastic.
How many locations was that in total?
6 so far.
So
Yeah, 6 so
2,
far.
3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6. There are a handful of other ones that are attacking places that you haven't like really heard of, but that do exist on the other planes. Again, most planes have have an attack coming to them. Carcerai does not have any attack coming to it. They are not attacking Limbo because that's the Adamantine Citadel, is the only like civilization there, and they're not squaring up with the Gezerite today. They're not attacking the Astral Sea because they had the bomb in place for that. They're not attacking the plane of Earth because it's just one big rock, and that would be kind of a huge pain. I'm trying to think if there's any other notable places they're not attacking. There's really no civilization in Hades, so they're not attacking Hades. But other than that, those are the locations.
Mechanus and Acheron.
Mechanus and Acheron, they are both attacking small cities in there that you haven't really heard the name of. It's not like a huge population center. They just mean to go there.
All right. Thank you. As per my terms, your ship from Pandemonium shall stay unharmed, and you shall return to the Astral Sea. Kyana, Dani, Vhas, sent him there the hard way. I don't know if they're petitioner mind flayers, but pray to your god. Do you pray to a god? Pray to your own self-importance, then.
Oh, that's brutal.
Jesus Christ.
Pick a god and pray then.
Damn.
Can I lop his head off?
All right, you guys are just going to ice this thing?
Yeah, I'm just going to lop his head off.
He's outlived his usefulness.
Yikes.
Okay.
I feel bad.
Do we pop that cracker now? Do we let...
We gotta, right?
Do we let this out now?
Well, no, I want to do something really messed up. I want to lop its head off, put it on backwards, revivify him, and send him off his way.
There's gotta be some limits here.
Okay.
This is becoming
this is a bit much. Okay.
uncomfortable.
Okay.
You can do it, Austin, if you want. That leaves me Dexter.
Whoa. It's like I'm watching a high-stakes poker game.
I know, I'm like, the question is, how, here's, because the answer is obvious to what I dramatically want to do, right? Mm-hmm. But the question is, how much about what's going on does Kinziru know? Is he holding out for the big fish? Does he know, like, how much does he know what kind of fight you're getting yourself into? Or does he, like, because he's vaguely aware of when the situation, like, he's aware when the situation arises. This is how he does it, right? Otherwise, he'd have to be, like, scrying on you 24/7. So the question is, like, he's aware of this situation now. Is he aware there's a better one coming? I think I'm going to have to do a little roll on this. Give me 1 sec. We're going to have to, I got to bring up his stat block.
I was going to do it with Endelion, but the little bastard got away.
I'm imagining Kinziru just hanging out in his little hell bachelor pad with his TV, just like riveted
there
to
are
the
benefits.
screen.
It's the Nautiloid is effectively a chicken with its head cut off if they're not aware of this information. But we'll see.
All right, hold on.
Part of me feels bad killing any bound prisoner, but that's why we have Vhas.
Oh,
That's wrong.
no.
You know, it is useful. There's a great, oh man, where is this dude's stat block? There's a great moment in the Chain of Acheron actual play where, like, the person who's in charge has to make a decision. They're a good person who's in charge, but they have a bad person working for them, and they have to make a decision. Do I hold back and not give a command and let this evil person act and make our lives easier, or do I speak, make our lives harder, but do, like, what I'm supposed to do as a commander? All right, he is intelligent. So we're going to make an intelligence roll. He rolls this with, he's a 22 intelligence, so he's got a +6.
Okay.
Jeez.
And to understand all the operations, this is most certainly a difficult task. So I'm going to set the DC for him knowing what's coming at a 20. Let's go ahead and set this at a 22. So he's got to roll a 16 or higher on this dice. I don't even have roll 20 open. I wish I could roll in front of the group, but here we go. All right, we're going to see if he knows what's coming. You feel, as you give that order, there's the faint scuttling under your cloak, Virla, as if the beetle that you made your bargain on is going to emerge, and then it dies down, and you just hear the faint The time has not yet come, man of no flesh. He rolled an 18 plus 6. He knows what's coming. And on that, I don't know if we need to play through the entire gory details of the execution because that's definitely on my lines.
It's
but
a clean
Vhas, I
cut.
assume you kill it.
It's a very clean cut.
Yeah.
And thus ends Kusulavath.
What a
I love
shame.
that Virla is playing 5D chess with this demon that's not even here, that none of us know he made a deal
Yep.
with.
I know he made a deal with him. I just don't know what it was for specifically.
Wait, you do? Did he explain that?
He said I
forgot.
made a deal with a demon at one point when we were telling each other secrets, but we didn't go into details because I think there
Yeah.
was too much of the, wait, you have more secrets going around.
Oh, I see. Cool. We didn't ask the follow-up question we should have.
All right.
All right.
How
Has Virla gotten a
unloved.
little more murdery, or is this the average amount of murdery? It's hard to keep track.
This could have been messy, but I'll clean this up. Let's get the proper teams to the proper locations and move out.
Quite the quite the sight to see. A mind flayer so in love, not even a single devil, not a single demon in hell would want him.
Are you being cryptic or metaphorical?
Would you
or
permit me
is-
to make an insight
What's
check
going
on that?
Virla, my good buddy, that is some cryptic ass shit you just said.
I'm going to revert back to the old rules that we were using when Virla was keeping a secret from the crew about the wish, and I'm going to ask Noir if he would allow an insight check, or if this is the sort of thing that Virla has kept close enough to the chest it wouldn't really be obvious. I'm going to defer to the player here on whether they want to do a combative roll with insight.
Yeah, I would say that that's okay.
Okay.
Can I set the DC though? Because again, like I have.
Yeah, it's your
'Cause I hadn't-
character.
Because you're right, I have sort of kept this close to the chest, but I did pick very particular words for it to kind of be a bit of
Yeah.
a red flag. So
Okay.
Insight
It's only
away.
fair to let you know that with the mask up, I roll with advantage.
that's fair.
What's the DC?
I wanted it to be like very difficult. So what is that? Like low mid 20s?
Very difficult, I believe, is a 25. So it goes easy, medium, hard, difficult, near impossible, or something like that. Or like easy is 10, medium is 15, difficult is 20, very difficult is 25, impossible is 30, near impossible is 30.
Does 25 sound reasonable?
25? I mean, 25 is high, but yeah. Go ahead, and Red, what did you roll?
I already rolled. I got a 23. I was kind of hoping you were going to set it at 20. But it
mean,
felt
I'll
like
say
it would
it.
be disingenuous to say that when you were deliberating.
I'll say this. You catch that they're very particular words. You get the sense that they've been rehearsed. But you're not sure for what audience.
Okay. Maybe Mistra's just gotten really into murder lately. I don't know.
We have our quarry.
Comment about, like, is Vhas more murdery? Murder week should not be counted. It was an outlier. Week where you have to stop the mind flayers was an outlier. Should not have been counted.
All right.
All
As
right,
much as
you guys...
I wanted to be kinder to the mind flayer, the unfortunate reality was of what is about to happen in the next couple of hours and days is not going to be pretty. If we're here to eliminate as many of them squids as possible, no hesitation. Right, we have a job to do.
Right.
No arguments here.
All right.
I feel like I've done my obvious share of murdering at this point. I'm pretty cool with most things.
Now,
Yeah,
you've got
a
to
hero
do the
is a
impossible,
person
right?
who
We gotta break
goes to a
reality.
place and exerts their will with violence.
Sophia, I got my mafia frog moment.
Oh, you got your Mafia Frog moment. Check out the Meet the
Yeah.
Robinsons episode of Movie Struck for more on that.
Oh, okay. I'll have to do my homework.
Well, we've got a list of critical targets. I think the obvious move is to go distribute, our best teams to those areas and try and alert everyone everywhere in any other way we can. That elf that's always following you around, Virla, they're a writer.
Yes.
What do they
A
write
journalist.
for?
The Silver Quill, I think it was called.
Yep, they're part of the. I believe Starry Quill is the name of their
Okay.
group. They're part of a. They're not. You guys. You guys say like newspaper. person involved. Like, they're not a reporter, they're a bard. Like, they write, stories that are passed out through, through Planescape via song and story.
Wanted to get a warning out to the entire Planescape as fast as possible. I mean, I've never been much of a bard person myself, but it feels like a pre-built network of storytellers and information distributors would be an excellent way to perhaps get the word out of, hey, incoming mind flayers, batten down the hatches and be ready for a fight. And even if people don't believe us, at least then they're ready.
I mean, I don't see the harm in asking, but I also don't see the likeliness of it panning out in that way.
I don't think we're going to get like a full, farmers with
APD.
pitchforks or anything, but
Yeah.
there's no way for us to warn the entire Planescape with just us. It feels like our best bet for just getting people ready for what's happening as much as we can.
I had assumed that we would be the protection that means that the Planescape wouldn't need a warning, but I'm a fan of backups upon backups.
I think we're going to have to take the Dreadnought.
Oh, yes,
We're going
of
to need
course.
to rely on the others to handle the army.
We're both the first and the last line of defense, and we've got a lot of allies here, but it's a big Planescape. And I've been the little guy of the Planescape for most of my life. I'd like to give them some warning if we can.
You're right. No, it's a noble idea. Let's go ask Catriona.
All right, you guys
have a
go.
bargaining
As
chip.
you guys leave, and Everett is waiting outside, and then like takes a look in, goes, "Oh, gods." Has to clean up a dead mind flayer.
Hey, buddy, I feel like we can clean that up. Vhas will clean that up, right?
Yeah. He's already just like chopping it up into pieces.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That makes it messier. Please don't.
Can I make a sleight of hand to palm a little container over to Vhas for some mind flayer goo?
All right, come on, let's go. Let's just go.
Why would you need to make
Time
a
is
sleight of hand
literally-
for that?
You don't.
Time is
He
of the
already
essence.
clocks. He's right there with you. He's like, no
Oh
problem.
my god.
Also, I'll give the two... does anyone not have healing potions right now?
Hold on, let me check. I might have used my last one.
I have one.
I also have one.
I have none.
Okay, I will give Vhas the potion of supreme healing. Now we all have a way to get each other up if shit goes tits up.
But what are the odds of that?
All right,
Please don't ask
you
me
guys
that.
emerge back into the room.
Please don't ask me a question I don't like the answer to.
Everyone is eager and waiting.
We have targets. Come line up for them.
There's a few big... Alright, I would like to get a big map, and then I want to put a grid over it, and then I want to get a bunch of little utensils and salt and pepper shakers and shit, and I want to start putting them all over the map to indicate who's going where.
Absolutely.
Planescape map posters available now at the Rolling with Difficulty Redbubble for all your war room needs.
Minnie's not included.
You guys get the war room going. You get the big map spread out on the table, and you start placing people. Again, like, people have preferences on where they go. We don't need to go into every single team. Just know that most of them are backed up by a handful of monks, like 3 to 4, and I guess probably more like 2 to 3. But and then has like at least 1 or 2, or I should say at least 2 of these like other people that agree. Are there any places of importance that you would like to send anyone specific to? I guess I should ask.
Dani would like to have a little conversation with Davion and ask him to... Captain to Captain. One of the big targets they listed was my hometown, and I'd appreciate it if there was someone who I could trust enough to be part of the fighting force there. So if you don't have anywhere else to go, you should go to the City of Brass.
Well, he's kind of like enjoying this. He goes,
Dani is the angriest she's looked
consider
all
that I
day.
might be needed in hell. You get that? I consider that I might be needed in hell, but it seems that perhaps that your friend there who I picked up is eager to take care of everything themselves. I'm not quite sure because there are 2 of them and they argue quite often.
It's best not to think about it.
But let me just say that if they're taking care of that, then I do not see any reason that I cannot be in your precious city of brass. And you have my word, Captain the Captain. No harm shall come to your home.
Aww. Dani will nod and go back to the big group. Right, it makes sense that Avernus is probably going to have Heleven, Vice. You guys are probably our captain in that regard.
Yep, they're gonna go back. They got a war rig, so they're just gonna harry this motherfucker.
Yeah.
They're just gonna do what they've
I assume
always been
Han's gonna
doing.
go to Mount
Full Mad
Celestia,
Max.
so
It's
that's
gonna be great.
Yeah.
You see Finbar step out of the kitchen with the Canian half plate again. Since if they're hitting the Feywild, that's where I gotta be.
Did they list the Feywild?
Indeed.
I forget.
It wasn't one of the big six, but
Yep,
it is.
Feywild will be on
still
that list
next.
as well. I
Okay,
forgot to
yeah,
mention some of the inner planes, I think, but yeah, Feywild has enough people to definitely make that list. So, and Elise is of course going to go with you.
No. Should we ask Hira
Love will
about the
accompany
cit-
you as well because she knows that space. So,
They mentioned the Citadel of
Yeah.
Ice and Steel. That feels like something Hira would have opinions
If
on.
you wanted to alert your home, that's the place to tell.
you let Hira know. He goes, I do have extended family there. Dreadfully boring people, but I would hate for them to die via the hands of squids, so I will let them know. The city has not fallen to any invasion since the Dawn War, so I am not worried.
Get everyone into their panic rooms, everyone.
Yeah. No, I'm not coming home.
Stop asking, Mother. Stock up the
Yeah.
good champagne, though.
But basically, if it's
go for
someone's
real.
home plane, generally, I assume that we're sending them there. Unless it's one of the all-purpose
More or less,
folks.
that's how it shakes out. Githzeria will take up the rest of the locations that need covering. Do you guys talk to Catriona?
Yes. So you are...
Before you do, I'll just let Caleb, Sierra, and Eden know about the locations and Mechanist and Acheron.
Good call.
They nod, and Eden says, well, I guess Caleb will say, we'll let Maxim know right away. He's gonna come back to get us. He didn't want to leave doesn't matter. He's got hang-ups, dude, but we'll let Maxim know, and I'm sure that we'll be able to handle that situation there. Eden says, well, I guess that leaves me with Acheron then. Always a nice return home. I'll take some of these, looks at the, monks, people with no weapons or armor to help out. How could that go wrong?
So glad you understand.
Fortunately, all the monks in the room are masters of self-restraint.
Yeah.
Do Ione and Enoch Thrakma have a preference?
Ione is going to take the ship with Davian. So Ione and Davian are going to Brass.
Fair enough.
And, Enoch and Dehelna and the rest of them are going to basically fill in the gaps and let other Githzerai know to fill in any gaps that are missed. They are currently all over the place, and it's going to be like it's going to be like a shift, but hopefully if they have enough head start, then they can get it done.
Alright, then
Eden's also
I'll
going to be
try to-
accompanied by that tiefling who's all fucked up. His name is Dare. He's a
Nice.
mercenary. He's going to go with her because he knows he knows Acheron.
I'll join Catriona, or Dani with Catriona.
All right, you guys approach Catriona. She's kind of like writing down just like everything that's happening right now, fast as she can.
How would you like to tell the greatest story you're ever gonna in your entire lifetime?
Why do you think that I'm here?
We need to warn the entire planescape of the absolute horrors that are about to come. And we need to do it as fast and as efficiently as possible. And you have been here recording everything. If anyone can put together a story that impresses the urgency and reality of what is to come in the next couple days, and if anyone has the network to spread that story far and wide, we're thinking you're our best bet.
You see, she considers, she says, well, I'm not sure I've ever heard anyone use the words efficient and quickly when describing the whole planescape before, but I suppose I could put something together that people might listen to. Perhaps. As for distributing it, well, that might be a little bit hard. I mean, I can certainly get word out, but usually these things have to be done face-to-face, and it's going to be rather slow. And then you hear pipe up from behind her. You hear, I think that perhaps I could help with that. We have a vast network ourselves, and you see Riggs has apparently been here the whole time.
The whole time. I was going to ask about the
roundsman.
searing tongue.
And Riggs says, we got contacts all over the planescape and ways of talking to them rather fast. So yeah, well, I suppose that we could get our network going. There's lots of famous, influential people on those lists, and not to mention a lot of good chefs to boot in lots of places. I suppose that we could get word out through them, and well, Bob's your uncle. That should be taken care of.
Put Nell on the switchboard. The world will end.
Nell sitting
No
there.
one will know.
You're
Oh,
all
right,
very
listen.
important to us. Click.
I plugged in the wrong
I'm
sending
moving
stone.
one wire from this hole to another hole.
Boss, it's too high up the wall.
You can climb walls now. Oh yeah.
One of us has to bring Nell back next campaign somehow. I don't know how, and I don't know.
Thunderbreaker.
I'll
Fantastic.
Nell is my backup character for next campaign. If you kill me, I'm playing her.
Nell is my backup
I'll play
character
her.
for this campaign.
Hey.
I'll turn to Catriona and say, I thought that you would be rather mirthful at this chance. You know, the ability to write yourself as part of the story as well, not just be its author.
It's not really my purpose. You got your purpose just like I've got mine. Speaking of which, she takes out the pen and looks at you and says, how do you feel about all this? Are you ready to take your place in history?
Tell you what, as a token of our gratitude, and I'm thinking back to my time with Maxim capturing Kanziru. 1 hour, any questions, undivided attention towards you. When all this is over, hopefully that'll be enough so that I don't see you cropping up in inopportune places anymore.
I don't remember that being part of the agreement you just made, but I'll certainly take the 1 hour undivided attention with all the questions, yeah.
Can I insight check this person?
Virla
Yeah,
did
make an
feel
insight
bad
check if you
about
want.
how
Thank
callous he
you.
was towards the Mind Flayer, even though Mind Flayer wasn't going to show him any nicer courtesy, but he kind of needs to he feels like he needs to level out, do a good thing in response to a bad thing.
So with a natural 20, that's a 30. I want to know
All
her
right.
social security number.
So Catriana's deal. So people have asked this before. So what's up with Catriona? She is basically everything she says on the tin. I think perhaps I've given a little bit of this way before. She's basically everything she says on the tin. She is ambitious in her notion of getting to tell stories, and not ambitious in the notion of being involved in them. That is not really what she sees her purpose as. She's kind of played a little bit of the fool up until this point, but you do get the notion that she's a little bit more powerful than she lets on. She's certainly not going to be she's not some god in disguise, right? She's not Mystra
No.
in disguise. But after all this time, there's a sense that she's always known where you're gonna be, because she's not the bumbling lucky person that she kind of puts on the persona of, but rather because she's just wicked sharp and very dedicated. And so this kind of sense of goofiness, or perhaps what's the word I'm looking for, ambition where she wants to get ahead, this little bit oh, I'm in it for me sense that she kind of plays up is not really accurate. She's a lot more straight-laced than she's letting on, but she kind of puts up this persona as a way to throw people off, basically, as a way to not be perceived as too much of a threat, or to be too relied on, or to really even be known. She's kind of just trying to keep her cards close to her chest, so to speak.
She's obfuscating because she doesn't want to be in the spotlight, but she does want to see and know everything that's going on. She keeps talking about purpose, and she's clearly got some connection to Mystra, and I'm curious about that, but if an insight check won't give me that, I don't mind not knowing that.
Purpose in Mystra? She's joined Mystra because she, finds her purpose, believes her purpose to be what she's doing right here. She's been waiting for this story she'll tell. and it's here in front of her. And there have been many great champions of Mystra, and that's kind of what the Starry Quill is all about. Is spreading the word of Mystra, which is the word of magic as well, right? That's kind of been the whole point, and she sees here an opportunity that has not come up in a little while to tell this story.
Cool.
Noir really appreciates Catriona, but Virla just finds her annoying.
I like her. I think she's fun.
Then I've done my job. If the players go, I love this PC, and the PCs go, I can't stand this motherfucker, I've made a good character.
We all like Lois Lane from the outside, but if we were anybody she was actually investigating, she'd be our nightmare.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll throw Catriona a bone. I won't be obfuscating her or anything like that. It's not like I was before anyway, but now she really gets the opportunity to
She gets her
grill me.
exclusive, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So, you have that conversation with Catriona. Riggs is going to be helping out with that. Is there any other discussion that needs to be had?
Dani would like to use the sending stone to Otto to call the heap.
All right. You pick up the stone. What would you like to say?
I know I said I was saving the planescape, but the fight's going to be coming to you. Mind Flayers are going to invade the city of Brass. Get to Sigil or get ready to fight. I'll be fighting.
I'll just get to safety.
And I'll hang up and see his response. They're still my family.
Dani, your concern is touching. You have my word that every member of the heap will be kept safe. Good luck. Try not to lose your ship.
Just sort of.
I think the heap should rig up a series of Home Alone style
I
traps
was
to
You may want to check
Hey,
under
if
my
Mind
funny
Flayers
little
make it onto the
montage of
ground, bad
Mind
things have
Flayers just-
happened. Like,
Any Mind Flayer unfortunate enough
Bad
to
things have
land
happened.
in the heap is going to encounter whatever Dani left under her bunk before she moved out.
just gets absolutely clocked by a paint can, tentacles set on fire.
Roy hits it with a hammer.
Slides down the stairs on its butt.
This one's for
Roy
Egan.
dealing 1d4 plus 1 damage over and over again.
Roy's set up at the top of the staircase, and they can't get up the staircase because it's covered in ice, and he's just pushing them back down every time they make it up.
They can levitate. Anyway. Alright, this is a gathering of NPCs, so is there any other conversations you guys would like to have before people are going to start breaking off and getting ready? You never did ask the time frame, I don't think, on the attacks from the Mind Flayer.
Ah, shoot. I
No,
knew we
we
forgot
didn't.
something
As
before
long
we
as
killed
we
that
get
guy.
there and ahead of time.
Sooner is better than later,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
you know.
In this case, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, is there any other interactions? Anyone else want to talk to any characters? Most people from your past are here in some capacity.
Just one more set of goodbyes to Caleb and Sierra and Eden. If she'll permit a hug, I'll hug her, but if not, then it's chill. But I'm also not going to really be the one to instigate a hug.
Vhas will
Sure.
sort of like walk right past you. He's like, Eden, old
Shit,
friend.
alright.
I know we spent a little time together, but and I might not get a chance to see you. I just want to take the time to say thank you, and you're welcome, and I'll see you on the other end of this.
Alright, so quick order of operations. Virla, you go up to them, and seeing Sierra and Caleb is just like hearing Eden's voice over the sending. You get this kind of wave of memories again of you and Caleb, like, growing close. You know, you guys were already, like, fairly close, as far as you being close to anyone on the crew is involved. But growing closer and, like, talking shop and you learning a little bit more about, like, the Arcanotech that keeps the Aspera going. You and Sierra just, like, not really having much to talk about, but becoming, you know, good company in terms of just, like, a sense of humor and a strong spirit. among the crew that can sometimes be like, a little hard to pull together, a little disparate in their personalities. You get those memories, and Eden does permit you a hug, permits everyone a hug, and she puts her hands on your shoulder and she says, and I'll reach out to Aster and let her know about Elysium. I think that she'll be okay, and maybe even can lend a hand there.
Quick question. Caleb had asked me this, or at least this is something that we discussed, the three of us. Thoughts on Dexter? I'll quickly recap how Dexter came to Bitopia, accosted Caleb and Sierra, left with an arm, how he was working with the Mind Flayers and stuff. And I basically just want to know her opinions on whether he's worth saving, or yeah, I guess that.
She considers for a moment, and she says, for years, I never would have hesitated to put an arrow right through that stupid fake face of his. And now, I don't know that I feel any differently.
Fair enough.
But that's me, Virla. And I wouldn't want you to be me any more than I'd want to be you. God, can you imagine that? Terrible. You're so indecisive. She kind of gives a playful smile, and then she says, I trust you'll make the right call when it comes time. I would do it. What would you do? You don't need me to tell you that.
I mean, if you know me, indecisive as I may be, I'm never one to turn down advice or counsel. You should ask Miss.
Yeah, I guess I really
just
set
ask
that
Miss
up, huh? Well then, seems like you have smarter people than me to ask anyway. Dick.
I never considered that the case. I always appreciated your perspective.
Well, now I know you're trying to flatter me since you don't remember any of it.
Goodbye, Eden, and good luck.
Oh, they're not gonna get me, assholes. You take care of yourself. You're going with... And then Vhas comes over and does that thing that he just said. She immediately starts putting him at arm's length. You're going with him, so... you take all the luck, okay?
Oh, actually, I just thought of something as well. Let's assume for a moment that everything... I'll turn to the three of them. Let's assume for... I guess Vhas, too, since he's there.
I'm here.
Let's assume for one shining moment that we actually do succeed, and we come back in one piece, with the Aspera also in one piece. We would have access to planescapes outside our own. What thoughts do you have about journeying and traveling beyond?
Caleb goes, you just told us that all the worlds are at stake. Now you're gonna drop that bomb on us?
I'm flattered you'd consider me for such a trip. But let's deal with one thing at a time. It might sound like a good vacation. I literally
just said to just imagine. I know, Vhas.
Right.
I know.
All right, yeah.
Assume. Just imagine.
You're getting ahead of yourself, mate. Get out of your head. Focus on the mission. One thing at a time. Okay. I need you here.
Caleb
right here.
says
this reality.
Caleb says, I'm in. Sierra kind of looks at Vhas, says all that, and then just gives one solemn nod. No more words needed. And then Ian says, a lot to think about. I'm not going anywhere without Aster, but yeah, I could see that being something that happens.
The details will understandably have to be worked out later. For now, let's do as the Githyanki does. And think
You're
about
always
the present.
better at the details anyway.
Attaboy. Let's go. And he kind of hooks his arm around his neck and pulls him away. All right, boss. I think that's everything.
Kyana's gonna find Ione.
Yeah.
All right.
There goes
Gets
Fist.
to have
Okay.
their heartfelt conversations.
Hell yeah, you do. Ione is talking to a bunch of monks and helping them distribute, introducing them to his, there's people... Oh, well, she's going with Davia, and so, there's some people that she knows, though, that she's, passing around.
This is great. It's my turn to be awkward on the fringes of a conversation she's having.
Yeah, she's talking to them, And yeah, there's a certain sense of like a little bit more confidence there, where she knows these people, and their lack of knowing what's going on emboldens her. Like she basically has to step up, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Nice.
She's
so yeah,
she
you see
can't
her-
ask for pickles for herself, but if her friend needs it, she can step up.
Yeah, exactly. So
Perfect.
She sends a group off, and you see an opening to go talk.
Yes, perfect. I've trained for this.
Wah!
Ha! Yeah, this is sneaking. Hey,
She sees you coming, brightens up.
I just wanted to say be careful, you know? It's kind of weird that the end might be in sight, and I'm really looking forward to a world where we don't need to worry about these guys anymore.
She nods, she says, you know, not to throw cold water on it, but before we've had our victory, but I don't think that there is ever going to be worlds without them. But that's okay. I don't think that I need to chase atonement forever, but I certainly can't give up on this fight, knowing everything that they've done to myself and the people I care about. If they won't be gone, and I don't think they will be, then just one more fight. Another one after another, to keep going on. And that's not scary to me, it's heartening, actually. I don't want to fight forever, but yeah, exactly. That's what we're good at.
Yeah, the
They
fighting
made us
part's
for
easy.
it, and by gods, they're gonna pay for that.
Yeah, they're so bad at this.
They really are, every time, it seems. I learned a lot of history from the Gitzerai, and it just seems like it's just like around and around and around, like a circle.
It's like everyone in this room almost was like specifically built to kick their asses. I don't understand why they're like this.
And yet they haven't gone away yet, so...
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it right this time. And if not, I'm looking forward to fighting alongside you a bunch more.
She visibly brightens here and says, I'd like that. If you'd like that.
Of course I would.
Oh my god,
I
kiss!
guess I'll see you after.
This is revenge. This is revenge for Maxim.
No, I don't think that's really Kyana's deal, unless I'm misinterpreting.
Not so much, but I think we're gonna do like the arm clasp, like, let's
yeah.
kick their
Yeah.
asses.
Do the arm clasp, and then she'll bring you in for a hug.
Yeah.
Aw.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Zephyrus walks by and goes, don't forget, but you do still owe me a favor. So, like, you know, that could come up
Just
at
say
any
the
time.
word.
It could be important. You don't forget it. It's could come up. You don't know. Walks away.
Oh man, having something like that hanging over me would be really stressing me out if I was somebody just like looking at Virla like, it's probably fine. Whatever's going on there is
Just
probably fine.
lampshade and dangling plot hook. Okay.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do one-shots to resolve everything. Oh no, you can't kill me off because I'll leave dangling plot threads behind. It'll be narratively unsatisfying.
You can't threaten me. I'll kill you off so hard and make you crawl your way back from the dead as a separate one-shot.
Oh no, that would be even cooler.
Everyone would be so sad. You don't even know. Fantastic. Vhas, I feel like this would be important to Vhas. You probably do want to cast your spell before.
Yeah, your haste
right.
out.
Yeah,
too.
boss.
It'll
So,
be ready.
now that I'm back, my magic is back. My brain is back in here. Haste.
Right, I'll grab the spell storing ring out of my bag.
Spell storing ring plus haste plus demon ichor.
12 vials.
As a unusual material component, you lay them out, cast haste. It's simply an action, and you've done it many times before, but kind of reaching in magically. You're a sorcerer, and you can feel the innate power within you, kind of reaching in magically. And Virla, you can almost see the weave, like kind of not breaking, but kind of twisting itself a little bit as it like tries to make right this weird casting of the spell. And Vhas is just like using his innate sorcery to just force it. Basically, you watch as the demon ichor vials drain as you cast haste, and the ring in your hand, Dani, begins to like kind of like vibrate and shake a little bit. Like
And
if you just hold it there, it's just like it's like I'm trying to think of it's like one of those like what are those, the rattlesnake egg magnets, you know?
Oh,
okay,
You toss
yeah,
them
yeah.
together with like zzz. They're not really they're magnets that you see them on like infomercials all the time. You throw them together and they like stick together and they rattle when they hit each other.
Just as a
It's like
reminder,
that.
you know, I consulted an expert yesterday, knowing that we were gonna be using demon knickers. So nobody eat it, nobody breathe it, and it is better in mist form. Also, more of it is
Yeah.
good.
All right. Okay. We're really going to do this, right?
We are.
Gotta go speedy.
All right.
We're gonna pull this off, I think.
The people go on their separate ways. Goodbyes are said. Basically, everyone files out, except for you guys who are awaiting the time and place.
Finbar
You have the night.
is the last person to leave.
Yeah.
Walks up to
Finbar's
the
the last
crew.
person to leave.
One last
Love and
time.
Elise head on out. Leave you behind with them.
All right. Okay, y'all. I guess adventuring hasn't let me go just yet, and it's clearly hasn't let y'all go. It's only been a weekend yet. Y'all look like proper adventurers.
Oh.
Go do the thing. Go save the world. And when you're done, stop by the Sprite Spring. I got one more party for y'all.
Oh.
Go save your
Well,
home.
we have to.
That I will do. I won't keep you. And as he turns around, he starts to morph into that of like a giant bear, covered in stars.
Ooh.
Star Bear.
And he bounds and
Where's the
he runs out of the room.
Care Bear edition.
Has he gotten
Can I
better
just-
at that?
Wait.
I feel like he's doing that
Wait.
more.
Can I just speak to how seamlessly Wally kind of can shift between? I was looking at Wally's like camera, and I was like, while he was speaking as Finbar, and my first thought was like, I looked around, and I was like, "Where's Vhas? Like, where's Vhas's player?"
Boss is being uncharacteristically quiet. Did he
Oh,
drop
man.
the call?
He's feeble-minded again. Fantastic.
All right. Whose dad is that?
it is
and
just
where
you
can I
guys.
get one like
Whose
that?
dad is that? That's our
I'm
dad.
afraid you already have one. He's adopted you as well, for better
Yeah,
or for
you can
worse.
tell because he fed you.
All right. Yeah. All right. To the ship.
To the ship.
To the ship.
If there
Alright.
is a moment aboard the ship, I would want to
You
corner
do.
Vhas and get a moment to speak with him alone.
Ooh.
You guys, I'm gonna give you guys the night. Well, the mind players are gonna
Okay.
give you the night, aren't they? I'm
that's
gonna
nice
give
of
you
them.
guys the night.
Second long rest?
so-
We don't even need it.
You guys are gonna get a long rest.
Okay.
You might want it.
I didn't cast any. Oh
Yeah.
wait, I did use one key point. You're so right.
Virla.
Let's take that long rest.
Yeah, just short rest tonight. You're fine. Take that level of exhaustion.
Cat nap.
Virla, you find Vhas.
Upteo, let's talk. You
All
received
right.
his gift as well?
Yeah.
What did he show you?
It's not. He showed me this sword. He pulls the sword out, and he says, "This is probably the most powerful magic I've ever had in my life. I can bring anyone back. Anyone."
And this is only a stepping stone to its true form, and you're saying that even this is the most powerful magic you've held?
I'm not gonna lie, mate. It's a little intimidating. As much fun as it can be, I am a little afraid that I might make the wrong decision. Obviously, any of the four of you's in a heartbeat, but when it comes to anybody else, I will hesitate. And even then, what happens after all that? I don't do the thing where I sit in my mind and I think a lot about that, because there's just not a lot of fun memories. But walking the maze of life is easy when you're not worried about where you're going. It only matters that I get there, if that makes any sense.
Walking the maze of life is easy if you don't have a destination. All that matters is the destination.
Look, mate, you're the one with the words, okay? I swing the sword, I toot my kazoo, my harmonica, and that's all I do.
My problem isn't the destination, it's the path I've already trodden. Or, I guess to be more specific.
What happened to you, mate?
You know how I lost my memory.
Yes.
Ubteo gave it back to me in a strange way.
Oh,
I was
great. More things inside your head. All right.
I was shown an alternate past, one where I prevented the instigating event that caused all of this. I lived another life. I got to know my old crew better, and it was happy and guilty because it was a life without Dani or Kyana or Finbar, and yes, you as well, Vhas. I don't know how to resolve it. I just thought that I would ask you for advice, because it seems as though you also have had a past that you have difficulty reconciling. But it seems that your answer is to not think about it.
I can't change it, mate. I can't. He brings out the sword, says, before it was this, like this. It was the pieces of the swords of everyone who I couldn't save.
Your crush.
And I've never told anyone this, but every time I've woken up after I've died, I can't remember their names. I can't remember their faces. I can't even remember how they died. All I had was this sword.
And the feeling that you had of them. Right?
Yes. But... And? No. It's important that I'm still here, though. That I can tell my story, that you can tell your story, and that we continue to use the power, the privilege, and the honor of being adventurers to continue to make the world better. That way, maybe someday in the future I'll learn their names again. Maybe someday in the future, you could take me to visit a reality where they're still alive. Who knows?
Virla will nod and just kind of start to walk away from Vhas. And then he thinks of something. Names have power, but it is the feeling behind them that matters. As long as your stories convey that, they won't be forgotten.
Vhas sort of contemplative for the first time in a very long time. Says, "You're all right, Vila."
What was that look? Were you thinking? That's you thinking?
Don't
Local robot
Get
can't resist being
in your head about it.
2 seconds.
don't get in your head about it. Let's just go kill some squid, and I'll get back to the thinking after all this is done. All right, mate?
Emmy was right. Maybe you were better off mindless, but you can see that it's not true maliciousness that like it might have been when he first met you. It is falling back into the rapport that he has gotten used to with you.
Oh, Emmy, you wouldn't happen to be hearing any of this, would you?
Oh yeah, I'm always listening.
We'll have to fix that.
You're inside of me.
Why would you say it like that?
How else would I say it?
Never
I
mind.
also heard you guys, but that's less relevant.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Why is everybody
Stay on the
yelling?
deck most of the time.
Dani with her 9 passive perception is just.
Would you guys shut up? I'm trying to get some sleep.
All right. Bedtime it is.
My passive
Squids
perception is
in
a
the
flat
morning.
20 right now. I definitely heard all of that.
Squids in the morning. No more feelings. Just pure violence. Okay. Let's just stick to that.
One last thing.
All right.
Between you and Katriana, if I had to pick someone to tell my story, I'd rather be you. At least you can fight, and I know why you're annoying.
All right. Let's tell the tale of. What was your title again? I'm gonna need a title.
Forget it, just the Paraspera. Just, whatever, go to sleep.
Oh,
Bye.
all
It's the
right.
Magister, I think.
Magister.
Magistrate.
Or magistrate.
guys. I'm so serious.
Mom said we could stay up.
That's all.
All right.
We can make popcorn, she said. Watch a movie.
All right.
Wanna watch
Everyone
movies?
goes to sleep. You may all take a long rest until a voice comes through the sending stone to you, Virla. Cressida's voice on the other side. I believe it was Virla who had it.
That would make sense unless it was Dani.
I think I had it.
It's most
Might
likely.
have been Dani.
As someone who edited
Yeah.
episode 3 today, Dani definitely had it at that point, but if we wanted to say that for this instance,
Okay.
Virla took it, that's also fine.
No, totally fine. Dani, you asleep. You hear in the engine room, I assume, you hear a voice come through and wake you up in the morning from Cressida. She says, "Hello? Listen, I got them. Finally found them. Been in the abyss. They just appeared here. I've got a location." Hold on.
222nd layer, baby. Let's go.
God damn it!
Please don't put us back in the
no.
mushroom dimension.
Our
It's
old
the first
friend.
layer. I wrote down,
That'd be
shit,
so
I wrote down
funny.
the name of the
That'd be
city.
so
Went-
good.
Ouroboros eating its own tail.
Oh, here it is. All right, she says, "I've got a location. Styros. Bad place. They're here, though. They're getting ready. Better hurry."
We hear ya. We're on our way.
All right.
Dun, dun.
Everyone awakens. Is there anything you would like to accomplish, or are you heading straight there?
I think we gotta go straight there, right?
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Have you installed the spell storing ring?
It's not, because it's...
Okay.
Yeah, you put the
We got haste
ring
in
was
it.
already
It's-
ready.
yeah.
Emmy just needed an hour to attune to it.
Gotcha. All right.
All right, Dani. I'd like you to make me an intelligence check as you attempt plane shift, all of you, to
Saying
outside of the
fucking
city of
Ouroboros all
Styros.
session. It'd be pretty Ouroboros if you failed again.
I rolled a 13 plus 5, so that's gonna
Okay.
Ha.
Yeah.
Right? Emmy goes, "Ready when you are." You bring out the amulet, hold in your mind this city that I assume until now you've never
Yeah.
heard of, and plane shift away, out of Sigil.
The moment
Boom.
before Dani casts plane shift, because I assume the whole crew's on the deck, she'll like turn to everyone else. After we do this, just as a promise to each other, our next job, let's like go to the beach and do a delivery or something. Take a vacation.
We cannot be talking about how we're gonna have a nice retirement after we do
And
this one
plane
last
shift.
Just
job.
one last
Are
job,
you
you guys. Just
kidding
one
me?
last job.
Kyana remains genre savvy.
Kyana's like, objectively that sounds nice, but something in the back of my, like some bard that used to have Suvi as a soul is like, no, no, no! I've seen these plays!
And plane shift.
You guys shift out of the familiar Sigil and arrive in a world that is new to, I think, all of you. The wind scorches your skin. The dull red sun in the sky casts the entire landscape in haunted shadow. You look around and the landscape itself is a patchwork of towering iron fortresses and endless black pits. Here, in the abyss, dark red waste just spreads out all around you, and you see beneath you the foaming, churning shores of the river Styx flowing through the landscape, jagged like a scar, pouring down into these many holes. You see the cluster of iron towers that you can only assume to be Styros, as described by Cressida sitting on the banks here. And you see, as you arrive, the myriad winged silhouettes in the sky above you that begin to circle, that begin to shriek, that begin to dive. Welcome to Pezunia, the plane of yawning pits, the first of the infinite layers of the abyss. They are ready for you.
How about that? It's exactly what it says on the box.
And that is where we are going to pick up next week.
Oh, we're so boned.
Hell yeah.
We will
Let's
see
go.
all of you
right.
then as
7
we begin
episode
the final
season.
descent.
We're so boned, you guys.
We got
Nah.
first things first. I don't even know if we're probably gonna be fighting first thing in the session, but we gotta figure out where Cressida is. Is she okay? Where the
Yeah,
hell
we
is
gotta
she?
make
We'll
sure.
find out.
Well, she just called
Okay.
you like 2 minutes ago.
Not to genre savvy it up, but if we don't know where she is at the beginning of the fight, that gives her the option of just diving in at the last minute whenever things are most dire to help us out.
And on
it's
that-
very useful to have protagonists where you don't know where they are at the exact
On
moment
that
of starting
genre
the fight.
savvy note, I think we should actually end the episode before we get into the headcanon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. We'll leave it there.
Put that curtain
All
back.
right.
All right, bye everybody.
Thank you guys for joining. We will see you next week for Season 5, Episode 7. The moment we've all been waiting for. I am excited, and I hope you are too. We'll see you then.
Adios. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rolling with Difficulty, the adventures of the crew of the Aspera. We'll be back next week with another thrilling episode, but if you miss us in the meantime, be sure to check out the Rolling with Difficulty Discord server for more fun conversations with other fans. If you enjoyed the show, please rate us and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform, and if you really enjoyed the show, consider becoming a patron for exclusive benefits like monthly hangs with the cast, special art and articles, and more. Links to all that and other fun things can be found in the show notes below. Thank you again for listening, and we'll catch you out on the Astral Sea.